Hey there, everyone. Where did my game go? It was right there.
Maybe the Joker stole it.
There it goes. Why does it do that? Okay.
I still hold by the fact that I think the Joker stole it.
She thinks she's funny. Alright. And on that note, the doctor is in. We're going to be continuing the final case of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney.
Dun dun dun! Right, Lady Catherine?
Yes, our mascot is in here.
Yeah, I don't know what you think you're doing. Thank you. Oh, it's because I'm working on a knitting project. I want to be like, I want cuddles.
No, she wants the yarn. Either that or she just wants to stare at you because she thinks you're a nitwit. If you're doing all the knitting. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. I have to say, I expected nothing less. We've only just begun. I was hoping you could tell me a bit more about what happened, actually. I did not think you would believe me if I told you. Better that you discovered the truth for yourself. I was thinking of you, you know. I think we need less thinking and more talking. At night in the hospital, what really happened? Ah, the way your eyes gleam, Mr. Wright. You'll scare Trucy. Speaking of which, where is she? You've seen the problem yourself, the letter. The one shot in the forehead one, right? Yes, and the reason he speaks of. I could not deny my mentor's wishes, even if it meant my own death. Why not? This is something I will not say, for now at least. What's this for now business? I've done many things in my life, some well, some poorly. But this is a cross we must bear alone to our graves. We? You wanted to know about the night of the incident? Finally, this guy sure likes to take his time getting to the important stuff. Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time. And found there upon his bedside table 2 pistols. 2? Yes. The one I had used on stage. And the one that had been used by my partner, Valent. Oh, for the Zack and Valent's quick draw thing? My mentor had the look of one sleeping. I stood by his bedside, hearing only the light sound of his breathing. Then I took the pistol into my hand. I cannot deny that my resolve faltered then for a moment. You faltered? You mean you thought about shooting him? Recall there was a reason I could not refuse his request. His last such request, though not his first. So there were other requests you couldn't refuse before? To be honest, I've not always been steadfast, and I fear it brought pain upon Trucy. Was Magnifi coercing his disciple somehow? Just what was going on in Troop Gramarye? Yet, in the end, I did not shoot him. Instead, I turned and shot the clown. I took the pistol I had fired and placed it in my pocket. In your pocket? I believe if you examine the bullet in the clown's head, you will find it to be different than the one at my mentor. What were those called? Rifling marks? Yes. Well, that is all I have to tell you concerning the case. Concerning the case? You mean there's something else you can tell me? You're a fascinating man, Mr. Wright. Thanks.
Look, I'm just trying to do my job.
Yes, there is something. My mentor, his eyes opened. What? Magnifi Gramarye? The old devil. He was not asleep, you see. Of course, the gunshot would have woken him anyway. And there we had our last discussion as mentor and pupil. It was not a long discussion. Maybe 5-10 minutes or so. What did you talk about? Mr. Wright, did I not just tell you? It does not concern this case. Zach Gramarye. He seems pretty steadfast to me. Or maybe just stubborn. Mr. Wright, your presence is requested in the courtroom. Once again, I am in your hands. Right, let's get back in there.
Court is now back in session. During our recess, a bullet was found in and dug out from the clown's head. Well, this is news. And the rifling marks? There wasn't time to do a detailed analysis. So they did find the weapon type matches the murder weapon. Well, that's not very conclusive, is it? Which is why I'm about to call my very decisive witness.
Your decisive witness? How many times have I heard those words? Well, they often turn out to be far less decisive than you think.
Oh, don't worry on my account. I'm quite confident this witness will do the job. After all, he is intimately acquainted with the players in our little production. Being the other half of Troupe Gramarye's famous duo, Zack and Valent.
Valent Gramarye. So, we get to meet the great Magnifi's other disciple.
Perhaps we'll start by asking your name and occupation. Valent Gramarye, magician. And you're the decisive witness, are you? You can prove your fellow student, your partner's guilt. Fate, the grand illusion filled with traps and tricks.
Wait, the shooting took place in that hospital after 11 o'clock at night. If you're a witness, does that mean you were there that late?
If one were to deduce this logically, the conclusion is yes.
Okay. I always get the characters, don't I?
I have an interesting fact for you. You see, several days before the crime, my witness receives this. That looks very familiar.
Wait. That's the same letter Zack Gramarye received!
Yes, so perhaps I should say, ta-da!
His hair's different.
Actually, his hair's the same. He's just got no mustache now.
No, his hair is much grayer.
His hair is much grayer now. This is a flashback to 7 years ago.
Dude, what did you do to cause your hair to go so gray in that short of a time?
This time was very stressful for him, clearly.
Order! Order! Order!
Stressful.
And what does it say? Surely not the same thing. Perhaps you should see for yourself. Why, it's practically the same. The court accepts this into evidence. This is most unusual. Exactly what was going on with you folks? What exactly was your Troupe Gramarye up to? By which you mean... I'm just having trouble envisioning a man who'd ask his students to kill him. Both of them, no less. It's just my opinion, Herr Judge. But from these letters, I'd say he was coercing them, not asking them. We walked the magician's path together, and in so doing, shared much of our lives. When people are so close, there is a strain, a warping of relations, you might say. Yet this has nothing to do with the case at hand.
By which you mean you're not going to tell us. Which makes me wonder even more about this reason they couldn't refuse.
Well, let's get on with the testimony for starters. The defendant, Zack Gramarye, stands accused. Tell us why. Oh, I'll do more than that. For where he walks, the red roses rise, singing hymns to the miracle that is magic.
Fascinating. Though I hardly need to remind you that the evidence could just as clearly point to you as the suspect. The letter, the murder weapon, and now the 2 bullets found at the scene.
In fact, the only difference seems to be the designated time. As every magician knows, timing is everything. Yes, and now it is time to get this party fired up.
Dun, dun, dun.
That night I visited the hospital room at the time Magnifi requested. The smell of gunpowder hung in the room, and my mentor had taken his final bow. I did not imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. Yet a deal with the dead is still a deal. Death's sweet kiss I gave to the clown. Then I informed the doctor and the police. So you were the one who reported the crime? Indeed, I would think. This fact alone would clear my name of suspicion.
Let's not jump to any conclusions.
Yes, the cross-examination generally comes before the conclusions in this court. But if your testimony proves to be true, then the defendant, Zach Gramarye, is guilty.
If it wasn't Zach Gramarye, then the killer was you, Valent. No disappearing act will get you out of that.
That night I visited the hospital room at the time Magnifi requested. Which...
Okay, so... Magnifi requested Zach come at 11:05. Valent was requested to come at 11:20. Okay. Which, according to the letter, was 11:20 p.m.?
Indeed. And magic timing is everything.
Right.
Consider the illusion of teleportation. If I were to appear on stage before my stunt double has left, how would that look? Why, it would reveal the very secrets of magic.
Now that you've revealed the very secrets of your magic for all of us, let's move on. You went at the designated time, and what did you see?
The smell of gunpowder hung in the room, and my mentor had taken his final bow.
So, you weren't worried for your own safety at all? I mean, you smelled gunpowder, yes? What if the shooter was still nearby?
I did not consider this, to be honest. It is forbidden for a magician to have a good imagination.
Really? Isn't magic all about illusions and imagination? How about this? You were the shooter, which is why you weren't afraid.
Now you are the one imagining. It is forbidden for a lawyer to have a good imagination. The witness will refrain from pausing so suspiciously before responding. My forbidden imagination is starting to imagine things. I did not imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions.
Which brings us back to this reason neither of you could refuse.
So it does, and my partner, he did not refuse.
But Magnifi wrote the same thing to you. Why could you refuse if Zach couldn't?
Because I have a will of steel, of course. I also do this trick where I bend steel bars, so perhaps steel isn't all so strong.
So which is it?
Mind if I continue? Yet a deal with the dead is still a deal. Death's sweet kiss I gave to the clown.
There were two bullet holes in the scene, one in the victim and one in the clown. You're saying the one who shot the clown was you?
No doubt my partner Zach has said much the same thing.
Yeah, because whoever didn't shoot the clown committed murder. Better dig around here a bit more and see what I turn up. Mr. Valent, let me ask about something else concerning the crime scene, namely... how many pistols were there when you entered the room?
By which you mean what, precisely?
2 pistols were used in the Zach and Valent quick draw shoot-'em, correct? One for each of you?
You are well informed, yet only one of my old friends sat in the hospital room that night.
What did Zach tell me back in the lobby?
Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time, and found there upon his bedside table 2 pistols. I took the pistol I had fired and placed it in my pocket. I see no problem with that statement. Only one pistol is visible in the photograph of the crime scene, after all.
So you picked up that pistol and fired it?
Indeed I did. Alakazam, alakazing, alakaboom. Is the number of pistols really so important?
Number of pistols is quite important, Your Honor.
Very well. Please add this detail to your testimony. What can I do but obey? Only one pistol was in the hospital room that night. With it, I shot the clown.
Yeah, this was the gun found at the crime scene. Fires one real bullet, barrel marks match bullet found in victim, no fingerprints found.
Objection!
According to the defendant, Zach Gramery, when he entered the room, there were 2 pistols on that table.
2?
One of those pistols he used to shoot the clown in the forehead. Then he left with it in his pocket.
Of course, this is what he would say. Unlike the hapless clown, we must assume our defendant has some brains in his head.
Well, what about what Mr. Valent has told us? You see, there was something about his testimony that doesn't make sense.
What might that be? I told you I took the pistol that was there and shot the clown.
That's your story, at least. The rifling marks tell a very different story, Mr. Valent. Recall what Prosecutor Gavin told us.
Compare the bullet taken from the victim's skull with a bullet fired from this gun. The rifling marks on the bullets were a perfect match.
Mr. Valent, if you fired this pistol, then you shot the victim in the forehead.
Order, order, order! Well, this is all rather sudden.
Objection!
What have I done? Prosecutor Gavin? I owe the court an apology. Sorry.
Sorry for what?
You see, I was unaware that 2 of these unique pistols were crafted. The analysis of the rifling marks only proves the type of guns that fired them.
Objection!
But that's not what you told us before. You said you'd verify the murder weapon.
Which is why I'm apologizing to you now. Quite sincerely, I might add.
Lies.
Would you hold me accountable for a mistake made in my youth?
Yes.
That was just this morning!
I'm still young. And I might add, it wasn't really my fault. If the defendant had only admitted he took one pistol from the scene of the crime, we would not be having this pleasant discussion now. Valent Gramery? Yes, Your Honor. You are presented to this court as a decisive witness. You've proven to be more divisive than decisive.
Objection!
You'll see in time. The testimony so far has merely been a review of the facts. The proof comes next. Care to elaborate, Prosecutor Gavin? When Mr. Valent enters the hospital room, the victim had already been shot. As his next testimony will prove, her right, the real fight is about to begin. Bring it. Very well. The witness will now testify to the court. Help us determine who shot what. I arrived in the hospital room at the appointed time, which is to say 11:20 p.m. After discovering the body, I'd fulfilled my obligation, then called in the doctor. The doctor examined the body before the police arrived. He was quite clear by the time of death, 11:10 p.m. And the one in the room at that time was my partner, not me.
How do you know?
Those times are rather close, you have to admit. We're talking about an alibi established over a matter of minutes. You use a 10-minute discrepancy as the basis of your alibi. It's easy to explain in this situation here, Judge. For example, take out a hit single 13 Years Hard Time for Love. Cue to the song, press the play button, and it will play for 2 minutes 15 seconds. Do it 100 times, the result is the same.
The debut single was only 2 minutes and 15 seconds long? What a ripoff.
Magic is a world of utmost precision. Hocus pocus requires admirable focus. And in the time of death determined by the doctors, there is an incontrovertible truth. Very well. The prosecution warns us that we're dealing with rather precise times, and we can expect the cross-examination to require the same level of precision. I would hope the defense refrains from its customarily broad, sweeping accusations, lest we blur the focus this case so clearly demands. Point taken. Baseless remarks will result in a penalty. Carry on, Mr. Wright.
Carry on, right. You were saying something?
No, I was just grunting or exclaiming in frustrations because Valent seems the slippery kind and how.
I arrived in the hospital room at the appointed time, which is to say 11:20 p.m. After discovering the body, I fulfilled my obligation, then called in the doctor. The doctor examined the body before the police arrived. He was quite clear about the time of death, 11:10 p.m.
Now, there's one small problem with that.
Objection!
Or, no. The witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty. Unfortunately, I will have to penalize you, Mr. Wright.
I must be on the wrong track. 11:10 p.m.
But didn't the letter say to come at 11:20?
Well, Valent's letter did, yes. Zach said 11:05. So he's got there, stood there for 5 minutes, shot the clown, or allegedly shot Magnifi.
Excuse me.
I don't think I'm stepping out on a limb to say I have some doubts about this. How could the doctor be so precise with the time?
We do usually only get an estimated time of death, true. Not sure I've heard of a verified time of death. Magic revels in making this complex appear simple, but reality is the opposite. What appears complex in this case is a simple matter of subtraction. I see another person has done their arithmetic homework. The point here is the IVs the victim was taking. It is quite visible in the photograph of the scene. Recall that we heard earlier about the victim Magnifi Grammary's schedule. Every night at 11 o'clock, Magnifi took an IV drip for 30 minutes. I can see the IV bag right there, yes. Now look a little closer. Follow the tube down from the bag to the end. Ah, the needle's been removed. Doubtlessly it fell out when he was shot.
No, that's impossible. If it was taped down, it would not have fallen out.
Maybe it was cheap tape.
Someone would have had to, physically remove that.
That would seem to be the case. When the needle comes out, the IV no longer drips.
Ah, you could just measure the remaining IV liquid.
Precisely. The IV liquid functions, for our purposes, as an hourglass of sorts. This is how the doctor determines the time of death. From the amount remaining in the bag, it was determined that the IV had stopped 10 minutes after administration began. And so it was, when I, Valent, entered that room. 10 minutes had passed since that horrible crime was committed. And this is proof. Well, Mr. Wright?
Did that seem important? Very important. Well, seeing as how it's the biggest clue we have to the time of death, I'd say it's very important.
Agreed. It would be hard to imagine a more precise way to determine the time. Behold the power of arithmetic. Very well. The witness will add this detail to his testimony. Sometimes the most magical thing of all is the truth. The water of life springs not eternal. The remaining IV liquid proves my innocence.
Does it now? Did you notice the IV yourself by any chance?
When first I entered that room, the stench of gunpowder assailed me. Next, the mark of death upon my mentor's forehead. And then his left arm did I spy, a rose drooping and wilted. Its thorn, the discarded IV needle. Knocked from the vein by the force of the shot, lucky for you. If that IV had not been there, why, you might be a suspect. Indubitably so. I might say it's thanks to my lucky color.
Your lucky color?
Indeed, even today I wear it proudly upon my suspect self, for it always, without fail, brings me luck. Why, when Zack and Valiant won their first Magician's Grand Prix, yes, the very one held by the Association of International Magicians, I was adored in this attire then too, and our trophy, a bust. Ah, what a day that was.
This is one trip down memory lane no one needs.
My lucky color, yes indeed, and that IV too. I say I think 'twas hewed especially for me, Valiant. That does seem to be the case, indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, any thoughts on this testimony?
Alan sure looks happy with himself. Okay, how about this lucky color testimony? There's a contradiction. It certainly sounds like your lucky colors brought you plenty of luck. But not this time. Mr. Valiant, your lucky colors betrayed you.
I'm afraid you've lost me.
Your Honor, the witness's testimony just now clearly contradicts the evidence.
What? Please recall my warning at the beginning of this cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Baseless accusations will be duly penalized. I do hope this latest accusation is well-based.
Don't worry, I've got all your bases right here. All your base are belong to me.
Very well. Let's hear the defense's claim. Where's your evidence that contradicts what Mr. Valiant has told us?
That IV liquid, not yellow.
Yeah, that's definitely green.
Take that!
The crime scene tells all, Your Honor.
A photo of the crime scene? All this talk of color has me yearning for black and white, clear-cut simplicity. Tell us, Herr Wright, just where is the contradiction in this photo?
My pleasure, and I assure you, it's quite simple. But I can't promise anything in black and white.
Well, let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What in this photo contradicts the witness's testimony?
So,
Take that!
I have a bad feeling, though, that this is going to backfire a little bit, because while the liquid may look green in the photo, the bag is blue.
and it could be yellow.
Valiant Grammary, let's get one thing straight about your lucky color. It's yellow, yes?
Kind of takes the mystery out of it, but yes. Something wrong with yellow, Mr. Wright?
Yes, there is. Decisively wrong, in fact. Take another look at the photo of the crime scene.
What's this? Confusion, doubt, tell us, what do your elderly eyes spy? Even my elderly eyes can see a problem here, Mr. Valiant. Look at that IV bag. Ah! What is this? What foul magic?
It'd be hard to call the IV liquid yellow. And I'm afraid no magic was involved in the taking of this photograph.
Alaka, no! Order! What does this mean?
Objection!
This is some kind of mistake. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin, your witness's mistake.
The greener they are, the harder they fall. I suppose there's no substitute for experience. Valiant Grammary, as you reminded us several times, your lucky color is yellow, but the IV is clearly not.
Well,
This contradiction can mean only one thing.
Objection!
and to think you almost had me. I see your true colors now, Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright. Something you'd like to tell us, Prosecutor Gavin? As far as this court can tell, the witness's testimony does contradict the evidence. Yes, a contradiction. One that I shall be pleased to hand right back to Mr. Wright.
How do you mean?
How?
I want Miles back.
Because the witness has made no mistakes. I agree at a glance. The IV liquid does appear a sort of greenish yellow. But I assure you, the liquid itself is quite yellow. Yellow liquid? How can you say that? As far as I can tell from this photo, it's green. Yes, but what color is the IV bag itself?
The bag? You mean the plastic bag on the hook?
It looks like I want to say light blue? Precisely. Figured it out yet?
Yeah, I figured out that you're full of it, Gavin, because when we showed him the picture, he was shocked that the color of the liquid was not yellow. Which means that if he saw this same bag the day of the crime, he would have seen green liquid. Regardless of what color it was actually inside the bag. At least that's what I'd like to say to you, but the game makes me an idiot, and so I can't go that way.
That's why I said bring back Miles.
Put a yellow liquid in a blue bag and...
You get green.
This, incidentally, is the liquid's true color. I see. Your explanation does have the ring of truth to it.
Objection!
As I thought. There's no substitute for experience, Prosecutor Gavin.
What?
You may tell a good tale, but you've just proven something rather grave. For you, that is.
Grave?
The liquid in the IV is yellow, yes. But how did this witness know that? It's quite unnatural when you think about it. You did think about it, didn't you? Your Honor, the defense requests an explanation from the witness. At the scene of the crime, the IV liquid appears to be green. So let me ask, how did the witness know the IV liquid was actually yellow?
Balakazong, G!
Okay, so I guess I was wrong. The game doesn't make Phoenix an idiot.
Order, order, order! Mr. Wright, you will explain this at once. The witness clearly knew the color of the IV liquid, so I'm sure it means something, but what?
I can think of only one possibility, Your Honor. The witness, Valiant Gramarye, has testified that the IV liquid was yellow because...
He took it out himself.
From the facts before us, the answer is clear. The witness knew that the IV liquid was yellow. Why? Because he'd seen it before. But not inside the blue bag we see in the photo. He saw the liquid by itself in a clear, colorless bag.
I suppose he would have had to, but I'm still not clear as to what all this means.
Ask yourself, why would he know if he didn't work at a hospital? That's where you'll find your meaning, Your Honor.
Objection!
I'm afraid I find nothing, so what if he knew the IV liquid's color? Leaves are getting excited over absolutely nothing to our teeny bopper fans, yeah?
Objection!
Getting excited over absolutely nothing. I hate to think what that makes you. The IV liquid is the only evidence proving the time of death. A 30-minute hourglass with 20 minutes worth of sand remaining. Your claim, Prosecutor Gavin.
I remember it well.
However, there's a critical difference between an hourglass and an IV bag.
Wait, I know. An hourglass uses sand, but an IV bag uses liquid. I'm right?
As much as it pains me to say this, Your Honor, no. Unlike the sands through an hourglass, IV liquid enters the patient's body, at which point, like magic, it disappears. However, what if the amount of IV liquid had increased? You couldn't tell, could you? After all, there's no way of knowing how much went in.
Objection!
Let me get this straight here, Wright. You're saying the witness vaulted down the victim's IV bag?
Not with water, but with IV liquid. That's how you knew the IV liquid was yellow.
Now wait, I said... Got me doing it, Gavin. Wait, I said wait. How might an amateur such as myself essay to perform such a task?
Objection!
I'm an amateur too, but I can pour water into a cup.
Objection!
I'm afraid there's quite a big difference between a cup and an IV bag. Can you prove a witness is capable of such a feat? He has a point, amateurs. I at least would have some difficulty pouring IV liquid into that bag.
You don't need to be an expert to see the look on the witness's face. He added liquid to that IV to throw off the time of death.
I tire of these fairy tales lacking evidence. Well, Mr. Wright, any solid evidence to bring us back down to Earth?
Valiant Gramarye, I'm afraid your magic won't serve you well in a life of crime.
Might I ask what you're strongly suggesting?
Magic relies on props, and props become evidence. Our witness was certainly able to increase the amount of IV liquid in the bag. All he had to do was work a little magic, and the prop was...
The victim's syringe.
It's a perfect prop for the magically increasing IV trick. Easy enough for an amateur to use.
Objection!
What kind of evidence is that? The syringe was clean, not a trace of liquid in it.
Objection!
And don't you find that odd, Prosecutor Gavin?
What?
The victim had the syringe to administer his insulin shots. There should have been traces of insulin left inside. Well, Valiant Gramarye, as you pointed out yourself, the IV liquid makes a perfect clock. One that you could manipulate at will.
Alakazag!
Random bird in the courtroom.
No, don't remind me of the parrot, please.
I do believe, well, with this being his first, that the burden of this trial has been a bit too much to bear for Prosecutor Gavin. I'm afraid that while there is a doubt as to the amount of IV liquid in that bag, the time of death cannot be proven. And that brings our trial to a close for today.
Well, maybe I can squeeze an extra day out of this. Do a little much-needed investigation work.
I say there are no objections. Court is adjourned.
Objection!
Truly, there's no substitute for experience. Nothing blinds one to the truth so effectively. A word to the wise. Underestimate the young and they'll sweep your feet out from under you. In a way you never ever expected. You see, I know exactly what you're thinking.
What's he talking about?
You say the witness used a syringe to manipulate the level of the IV liquid. But there's no proof.
There's no proof he didn't do it either.
Yes, quite true.
He's admitting it.
Nor was this witness quite as decisive as I'd hoped. This I admit. After all, why linger in the past when the future holds so much? You have something in mind, Prosecutor Gavin? Proof, Herr Judge. I have another way to prove my case. With evidence, no less. What's this? This is the victim Magnifique Gramarye's diary.
Diary?
After going into the hospital, Magnifique began writing his memoirs, it seems. The story of his birth, his startling debut, and meeting of his disciples. It seems he intended for the last chapter to end, quite appropriately, with his death.
Wait, that book doesn't say what the reason was, does it? The reason why his disciples couldn't refuse his last request?
Sadly, it does not. What's important here is on the last page. Apparently, the victim wrote in his journals that night, even after the IV had begun at 11 p.m. Let's read it, shall we? This does appear to have been written just before his death. Tonight's IV is in, maybe the last. I leave the rest to them. The first should come soon. This journal may end here, or it may go on, but not long. That depends on his hand. All that is left to mine is to lay down this pen. The court accepts this into evidence. Read the very last part with particular care. This journal may end here or it may go on, but not long. That depends on his hand. Of course, by his, he refers to our defendant, Zach Gramery. That would make sense, yes. He was the first scheduled visitor, after all. But look at what he said before that. This journey may end here, or it may go on. It may go on. Magnific Gramery intended to write again. That is, if Zach Gramery didn't pull the trigger. I see the defense understands the meaning of this. The victim's diary does not go on, it ends. Because Magnifi's life was brought to an end by the defendant, Zach Gramery. Order, order, order! Prosecutor Gavin, are you certain that Magnifi Gramery wrote this? There's no mistaking his handwriting. Well, this does seem to be significant. According to this, Magnifi did intend to continue his diary. Yet if his diary ended here, which plainly it did, then the one who pulled the trigger was the first visitor, Zach Gramery. Well, how do you like me now, Herr Wright? Still too green for your tastes, hmm?
He's right about the diary being pretty clear. Still, I find it hard to believe that he overlooks such an obvious problem with his precious evidence.
Well, Mr. Wright, the witness's testimony we heard was lacking, but put together with this evidence, it seems quite sufficient for a case.
If the diary's accepted like this trial's over. Maybe it's time for me to show them something. I'm left with no choice but to show my own evidence.
What? You have some evidence that overturns this diary?
Oh, is this the evidence where he presents it it's forged?
You'll see.
It's not too late to rethink this and avoid more embarrassment. Very well. Please show us your evidence, Mr. Wright. Incidentally, don't even think of showing us this diary I've just shown the court. Now that we've come this far, I hope you will have something a little more decisive. Show us evidence that proves the victim continued writing in his diary.
Alright, I'd be happy to.
No, this is the forged.
The decisive evidence proving that the diary didn't end with this page is... this page.
Because it shows it was ripped out, but...
First, take a close look at this diary. Note that a page has clearly been ripped out.
What is this? I hadn't noticed that at all.
That's why we're still here talking about this. As it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page.
Alaka, I don't believe it!
Looking at this page, it's hard to imagine that the first visitor that night shot Magnifi Gramery. That's the defense's position.
Wait, let me see that. What in Sam Hill? What, this is the continuation of the victim's diary.
What in tarnation?
It seems fate's clock will make me wait a little longer. At least only less than 10 swift minutes remain. To all those who have supported me in my life's work, I give thanks. Farewell, Magnifi Gramery.
Note the torn edge of the page. It's a perfect match for the torn remains of the last page of Magnifi's diary.
Quite remarkable. Would you care to explain what all this means, Herr Attorney?
Diary continued after his first visitor came, which means that the victim was still alive after Zach Gramery left, leaving no one to take his life but the second visitor. Valet Gramery.
No. No!
Dang birds!
The handwriting, too, matches that on the other pages. This is, without a doubt, the genuine article. Order! 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 But wait! That's impossible! That old man couldn't have written that.
Objection!
Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Herr Wright?
Resist what? Presenting solid evidence?
Herr Judge, Yes, Prosecutor Gavin.
No, I'm not.
Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness.
But Prosecutor Gavin, this evidence overturns the current witnesses.
I ask only to put it on hold. Please, my new witness has a very, very important piece of testimony to give. 5 minutes, no more. I promise, Your Honor.
Well, if you put it that way, Mr. Wright, what's your take on this?
Well, Your Honor, judging from his enthusiasm, we'll have to hear this new testimony sooner or later anyway. So might as well be sooner.
Then, though this is highly, highly irregular, we will put the current cross-examination on hold. The witness may step down. Now, Prosecutor Gavin, please bring in the surprise witness to the courtroom.
I had a bad feeling just then. A ripped-out page was too obvious. He must have known. And I should have known it was a bad sign all around.
Oh, that was the forged piece of evidence.
Because that was a page little Trucy presented him.
Holding trial with no audience is a first, even for me, Prosecutor Gavin.
I beg the court's understanding. But I had to make a judiciary deal with the witness to secure his testimony. A judiciary deal? The details of his testimony may have some legal ramifications, shall we say. I thought it best to contain the information to this room.
Very well. And you are the witness, I gather?
Yes, sir. State your name and occupation for the record. My name's Drew Measham. I'm a painter.
Painter? And you are somehow related to this case?
No, well, not per se. I have one simple question for this witness. Mr. Measham, was it? Do you know what this is? Oh, yeah. I know it well. How is that possible? Have you seen this diary page somewhere before? Oh, yeah. I mean, I made it. You... What? You made it? Yes. You might call it one of my works. The prosecutor's office received a tip-off yesterday. Illegal evidence has been prepared for the trial of Zach Gramarye.
Illegal evidence?
I initiated an investigation and found this witness. A painter to the world at large, Drew Measham has another side, you might say. He is skilled in making perfect reproductions of certain things. Forgeries, in other words. Forgeries?
Well, so we are to understand that this page here is...
a fake. Prepared by a certain defense attorney.
Objection!
Hold it! I didn't prepare this evidence!
Objection!
Oh, so he was framed.
The attorney speaks. Something about this page, I presume. But what is he saying? It makes no sense. After all, it was you who presented this evidence to us, Phoenix, right?
Witness, Mr. Measham, was it? Who requested this forgery? Who was your client?
That... I don't know. What? Most of my clients prefer to remain anonymous, even to me. I make the items they want and receive my payment. That's the extent of my contact with them.
Objection!
But there's no proof that this is a fake! It's a fake. Huh? To avoid just this sort of problem, I always put a special mark on my works. I can say without a doubt, this is mine.
Mr. Wright, you have just presented illegal evidence to this court. My court!
To be fair, he was framed.
It was careless of me. That's all I can say.
Oh, old boy. Here.
What's this? I don't know. I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. They said it was really important. It was all a trap. Fatal trap.
Mr. Wright,
Yes,
do you have an explanation for yourself?
if I did, would the court hear it?
Probably not. Forging evidence is a serious crime. You're presenting it in court. A serious mistake. A fatal mistake for an attorney. Fatal, too, perhaps, for your client, I fear. Tell me, what kind of defendant relies on forged evidence? The answer is quite clear. A guilty one.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait! I understand that presenting forged evidence in court is a serious crime, but you cannot hold my client responsible for actions that I undertook as an individual!
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright.
Your Honor?
Another close call, I dare say. If the prosecutor's office hadn't received that hot tip, everything would have gone the way you wanted it to, yeah? I even gave you a chance. Too bad you decided not to think before embarrassing yourself.
You know what, Gavin?
I see no need for further discussion on this matter. Special witness dismissed.
Mr. Attorney? Yes? Could I ask your name? Phoenix Wright. Mr. Wright. I have seen and studied many people, but none like you. I'll remember you, Mr. Wright. Well, that's some comfort.
Though I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way, this trial is over. You have the right to find a new attorney and make an appeal. However, this court must.
Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Zack.
There is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. It is impossible.
I'm afraid the defendant is quite mistaken. I most certainly have the authority to declare a verdict on you.
Except, tell me, how do you plan on announcing your verdict when your defendant does not exist?
Doesn't exist? What are you talking about?
I am talking about this. Mr. Enigmar!
The defendant's escaped! Find him! Quick! Bailiff, close all exits from the building. On the double! He must not be allowed to escape!
That day, in that courtroom, a miracle occurred. The defendant, Shady Enigmar, aka Zack Grammary, did not just escape from court. He literally, unbelievably vanished right before the bailiff's eyes. No one ever saw him again, not since that day. This is the Grammary miracle. No verdict was declared. After all, the defendant didn't exist. That's how it happened. The trial of magician Zack Grammary vanished, along with him for all eternity. The mysteries that remained behind were all solved, however, not until 7 years later. Alright, I am going to take a break for just a few minutes and I'll be back. Alright, and we're back. Let's continue on to the next segment. That trial 7 years ago was the beginning of it all. This I know beyond a doubt. The mysteries of the past work their magic on the present. You'll soon be finding all this out for yourself. Which of Magnifique Gramarye's disciples pulled that trigger? Where did the vanishing defendant Zach Gramarye go? What dark truth lurks behind the forged diary page? And what about the girl who was left behind? The past left us these 4 keys to unlocking the truth. But that's not all. There are 4 keys in the present as well. And when all the questions have found their answers, the final trial will begin. But first, you must chase the truth through then and now. Think of it as a game. I, Phoenix Wright, will be your guide through this game. A terrible trial saw me present forged evidence. It ended half-finished when the defendant vanished. What became of me after that? As your investigation proceeds, the answer will become clear. Oh, and one more thing. There is something I must tell you. As Apollo Justice has his bracelet, so too do I have my own weapon of sorts. My Megatama. What does it do, you ask? That I would have you see for yourself. Well now.
Eyes. You should have the locks, my dude.
Shall we begin? Why is it lies for him to say that he's going to have you see for yourself what his Megatama does?
Oh, well, I don't know. I was being silly.
Very. Use LNR to jump between the past and present. Let's begin 7 years ago, in the past. It is right after my last trial came up to the abrupt end. Now that you know the game, let's play. The nightmare trial was over, and the new nightmare figuring out what had happened had just begun. I wanted to wake up, to walk away. But I figured I'm the only one who could do this, probably. Besides, I had plenty of time. Thanks to the Bar Association Review Board's decision. It's hard to work when your attorney's badge has been taken away.
What strange sight doth mine eyes behold?
Excuse me?
2 men on either side of a single transparent pane, yet it seems fickle fate has switched sides, so to speak. The forger of fakes walks freely, while the innocent languishes within these plexiglass confines.
Shut up, Valen.
There's been no proof that I forged anything.
No proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet these chains cannot hold me for long, the stage awaits. And what, may I ask, awaits you?
A little piano and a cold little hole in the wall.
But since you are here, what shall we discuss?
Shooting of Magnifique Gramarye for one. Who pulled that trigger, Valid or his partner Zach? His partner vanished before the answer could be found. If you're gonna get any closer to the truth, this is the place to start.
I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent.
Yes, he made my attorney's badge disappear and he never even touched it.
Glory's spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows. Yet his very disappearance is itself a revelation.
Revealing what?
Zach Gramarye killed Magnifique. It's as good as a signed confession.
It's certainly been public opinion's take on it.
I grow tired of my cage, and the time of my release is near. I must go and prepare.
Are you jumping me back into the magic right away?
As long as an audience awaits with bated breath, there will be Valiant, and also... Yes, now that my partner has disappeared, Magnify's repertoire is mine. Valiant Gramarye has a tradition to uphold. Is that true? Seen in this light, the trial was quite good to me, verdict or no. And you can't pay for that kind of publicity.
The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Valiant. After all, you received one of those letters too. You were just as obligated to follow Magnify's instructions as your partner.
So I was, but only Zack Gramarye followed them. Let us not speak any more of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot.
I'm more interested in learning something else, actually.
What might that be?
I want to know what Magnify had up his sleeve. How could he coerce you and your partner to kill him?
A trick up his sleeve? Perhaps you do not know.
Know what?
A great magician never reveals his secrets.
I didn't think it would be that easy.
The audience remain forever in the audience, bathing in the reflected glow of the spotlight.
My Magatama, one of my most prized possessions, which I got during a certain case. It showed me the locks on people's hearts. And if I can unlock their hearts, they'll tell me their secrets. The Magatama starts it all, and the Magatama ends it. Now let's see what we need to use. I'm flying by the seat of my pants on this one. There must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth. And that's what I'm going to find. To ask someone to take a life, even one not long for this world, that's asking someone to commit murder.
Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales.
And he got his wish. His life was taken. What weakness could be so powerful as to coerce someone into committing murder? My guess it was a matter of life or death.
Care to explain?
Your troupe lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier, the better. And flashy so often means danger, doesn't it?
Let us make this as painless as possible. If you have proof of this danger, then show it.
Take that!
Why, that's one of ours!
Specially designed for your show, I gather. A single bullet, one shot.
What are you suggesting? We are magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers.
I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valent. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident.
Zack and Valent's quick draw shoot 'em. How long has it been since those shots were last heard?
Was a shooting canceled because someone might get hurt?
Of course, what other reason could there be?
Well, it could have been canceled because someone had already been hurt.
Fascinating, my Faustian forging friend. But tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol?
Well, tell me, what would have happened if there had been an accident? What if one of your bullets took a life on stage?
Performance of magic is not concerned with what-ifs. It's concerned with precision. Precisely whom do you claim we shot?
Looks like I've chosen the right path. Let's just hope he walks it with me. Your life was sacrificed so the show might go on, and this shows who it was. Yeah, no, can't do it. I may not have enough evidence right now to pull this off. Maybe it's time to do a little more legwork. I was hoping it was going to be a freebie since this was the first one. That's okay. To defendant lobby number 2. Didn't think I'd be back here for a while. Didn't want to have to remember that day.
Oh, I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way. This trial is over.
Ah, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Zack.
There is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty.
What are you talking about?
I am talking.
About this!
Mr. Enigmar!
The defendant's escaped! Find him, quick! Bailiff, close all exits from the building. On the double! He must not be allowed to escape!
I came here on that fateful morning. I still had my badge, but now, like an amputated limb, I can still feel it itching. Where do I start? I don't even have the authority to investigate. Hey, you there, sir! Down on the hands! Floor on your head! Now, now, now! But what's the big idea? My ears! No unauthorized personnel are allowed in here! But that would mean all unauthorized personnel are allowed. Psych! I just say it like it is, sir, and it's usually wrong. Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. We've met before, haven't we? On a case 2 years ago? No recollection of that, sir! Huh? For me, working on a case is always in the present progressive tense, sir! There is no past! There is only now, sir! Okay, you're the bailiff, right? Yes, sir! Court Bailiff Mike Meekins at your service, sir! I've asked to meet with the bailiff at this court who let the magician escape. Let me try to make this as absolutely clear as possible for you, sir! It was me, sir! But you were a regular police officer once, right? Sometimes bad things happen to good people, sir. Something tells me it's a long story. Let's not go there. So you were in charge of security at the time of the vanishing? I'm dying over here! Oh, it's a hard knock life, sir! Thrown out of the precinct, lost my friends, my girl, and even my wallet. Guess I wasn't the only victim. The last time we met, you were a police officer, right? In fact, you're still wearing your uniform. Sir, I wish I didn't have to tell you this, but last year tragedy struck a rising star in the precinct. I lost my case files 4 times. In 3 days, they fired me. That takes real talent, actually. They don't know what they're missing. So here I am, sir, forced to start from square one, a lonely bailiff. But your uniform. I took it with me as a souvenir the day I was fired. That can't be legal. So, you were the one who let the magician get away that day? I'm dying over here! A star rises among the court bailiffs full of hope. Then, tragedy strikes. Is there anything you can tell me about it? About Zach Gramarie's disappearance? Oh, the humanity! That's enough of that.
So a rainbow-covered manatee?
I guess. Oh yes, I'd say it was around 2 p.m. when I heard a commotion in the court. I opened the door to see what might be amiss. The door slams open! Slam! And some guy's face is right there in front of me. Face! So, you saw someone suspicious coming your way? Yes, and I, being a bailiff of little standing, I gave chase. I chased that silk hat all the way down the hall, sir! I have a diagram of the court building here. Aha! There's courtroom number 7. That's where I was, sir. All by myself. Nary a friend to call my own. Okay. And which way did Zach Gramarie run after bursting through the courtroom door? He went up like this, and around the corner like that. So I, with no delay, ran after him with no delay. When I turned the corner, I saw that magic man run into the defendant lobby. Swiftly I ran. Following, I threw myself boldly into the room. Why, I remember it like it was right here, because it was. Lobby number 2, sir. You ran into this room. I don't see any place to hide in here. Believe it or not, sir, I didn't believe it. Here, in this room, the magician, gone, vanished like a puff of smoke. Except there wasn't even any smoke, he was just gone. That's impossible. Yes, that word! Oh, how many times have I said that word? Even the sound of it causes me indescribable pain. I'm dying! I'm dying over here! Okay, I won't say it again, promise. Ugh. You have to admit it's difficult to vanish into thin air. Did you search the lobby? I searched. Why the pause? There was nothing here at all, sir. That's right, nothing was here, sir. How can he talk so loud and still be hiding something? So Zach was in this room when he vanished. Absolutely, sir. I saw him with my own eyes. That red silk hat, that flowing cape. He ran right in here, right inside this room. Silk hat, cape. That's Zach, all right. But, sir, look at the room. There's not a single place to hide. Sir, there was nothing I could do, but nothing, sir. What about now? Have any ideas? Sir! Ideas about what exactly, sir, if you don't mind me asking? You've had quite a bit of time since then. Has nothing occurred to you at all? You have any idea what trick he might have used to disappear like that? Psyche locks. I should have known. And of course, I certainly don't have any evidence that I can use on him now, so... You know what, let's go to Drew's studio. There's bound to be some evidence there. I figured you'd come here sooner or later. I decided on sooner. Drew Measham, was it? I haven't done anything illegal. And I didn't come here to whine about past events. I wanted to ask you some questions. I suppose you have that right. That day, the entire court descended into chaos. Only you stood still, your eyes calmly watching. I admit it made quite an impression on me. I'm used to finding myself in outrageous situations. Phoenix Wright, was it? I'll answer what I can. I'm not sure, but it feels like I'm being watched intensely.
Oh, it's baby Vera.
Ah, this is my daughter, Vera. Say hello. She's gone. Shall we begin, then? Judging from this place, you're a painter? Not, sadly, a profitable one. I've never sold a painting. That's a source of considerable embarrassment. I would be able to get by were it only me. Your daughter? Her mother grew weary of me and left. I don't want her to grow up needy, Mr. Wright. That's why I began my other occupation. Forgeries. Don't look at me with those eyes. I know what it is that I do. More than half of the paintings they bring me are stolen. Who knows what my copies are used for? But some of your works aren't paintings, correct? You may not believe me when I tell you this, but that was my first work outside of painting. What? To think it would be used as evidence in a murder trial. I never even imagined the possibility. Then why did you take the job? I was well paid. Very well paid. I think he feels worse about it than I do. Past is hard to escape. Honestly, the sooner I can put this behind me, the better. With apologies to you, of course. Sorry, but it's not going to be quite so easy. He's trying to forget what he made. Looks like I'll have to remind him. Your work. Don't try to pretend you've forgotten. Sure, all you did was make a copy. That copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me. I knew it would be difficult to escape this. Then let's talk. Well then, ready to tell me about this work you did? It was unlike anything I had attempted before. I guess it would be a little different from paintings. That is not what I mean. In all my previous work, it sufficed to create a copy. This wasn't a copy? The client gave me 2 things that day. The first was a sample page as a reference. The second, a printed document I can only surmise was written by my client. So you use the real writing as a reference to reproduce what the client wrote? Yes, as I said, it was my first job of that nature. So, who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them. Not personally, Psyche lock, of course. Seems like you're still hiding something. There's nothing about this work. Well, why don't we examine your little... Oh, hello. Maybe I'll just sidle on over here for a closer look. It's an awfully small frame. What's that inside it? A stamp? Please don't touch that. I'll get in trouble. That stamp belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere she can see it. That's Zack and Valent, the Grammarys, isn't it? The post office issued that commemorative stamp last year, when the Grammarys were at the height of their popularity. Not anymore. Now that one of them has vanished off the face of the earth. Vera went to see one of their shows when she was quite small. She's been a dedicated fan ever since. She watched them every time they came on TV, until the end. I see. Now, Sam's quite hard to come by, I hear. I still wonder how she got her hands on it. This is you and Vera? Yes. We took that one quite recently. I know, I'm a painter. Why not paint a portrait instead? I've never been that good at people, unfortunately. Ah, right. Shouldn't you practice? That's a pretty bottle. Don't touch that, please. I'll get in trouble. It belongs to Vera, you see. She always puts it somewhere where she can see it. She looks at it often. There's a light pink fluid inside. Nail polish, I'm guessing. What's this red envelope? Don't touch that! It's quite important. Painter's face just changed hues. Guess I better behave. It's tempting to just grab it. I think that is everything of note here. So we're going to end this inquiry. I'm going to move over to Right and Co Law offices. Oh, morning, Daddy. I'm so glad you came. You okay, Daddy? They picking on you? I'm fine, as always. This old boy is here to help me, after all. It's young man to you. Morning. That's a cute outfit you have on. Thanks. My first show's today, after all. 2 weeks have passed since then. called her into my office. Trucy, there's something we need to talk about. It's been 2 weeks since your father disappeared. We need to start thinking about your future. I did some calling around. This is hard to say, but you have no living relatives. So I was wondering if you wanted to stay with me for a while. Just until your daddy comes home. It won't be long. I hope. Of course, it's totally your choice. If you don't like it here, you can go wherever you'd like. I could look up some places you might like to stay at. This is so weird.
Mr. Attorney, Daddy told me about you. He said I could trust you.
Huh? Really?
So if I stay here, does that mean you'll be my family?
Huh? I guess so. Getting weirder.
Mr. Attorney?
Actually, why don't you call me Nick? Or you can call me Daddy if you like. It doesn't have to be today or anything.
Okay, say Daddy.
That was quick! Yes?
If I move here, I have to switch schools, right? And I was thinking, I haven't paid for lunches at my last school for a year. So thanks, Daddy.
Ah.
Oh, and this office? It's a little blah. A little color goes a long way, you know?
Ah.
Oh, and Daddy, you got fired from work, right? Don't you worry one bit. I'll work twice as hard. We'll make it through this.
Trucy, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 8. But don't let appearances deceive you. I'm a young professional. Stick with me and you'll do just fine, Daddy.
Ah, thanks. Why does it feel like she's already in charge?
It's because she is.
Just as soon as Maya moves out, I get a new boss.
So, Daddy, you got fired from being a lawyer, right?
You could have at least kind of look aside or something when you say that. It's actually kind of hard for me, for Daddy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy. Wait, is that foolish pride? My other daddy always used to talk about that.
Actually, that's pretty accurate.
So here's my idea. We'll make a new office. Law just seems so stiff, doesn't it? And no one will be my friend at school that way.
Well, that won't do, I guess. I just don't know much about anything other than law. Or even much about law, if you were to ask some people.
Maybe the problem is calling it an office. We should run an agency instead.
You mean like a talent agency? Forgive me for asking, but doesn't that require talent?
You've got me, don't you? I'm a professional.
A professional?
Yep. After all, I am directly descended from the famous Zach Gramarye.
Directly descended? He's your father.
Oh! And now I'm directly descended from the famous Phoenix Wright, too.
I think an 8-year-old just massaged my ego. Could you tell me a bit more about your daddy, or Zach Gramarye?
Daddy? Sure thing, Daddy.
Which daddy was that again?
Daddy's so amazing. The biggest star of Troop Gramarye, and they're big.
The Gramaryes, they were on television a lot. Haven't seen them on much recently, come to think of it.
Big magic happens when you put Zach and Valiant Gramarye together, you know. Once they made a giant waterfall right there on the stage. And this giant trout swam up the giant waterfall.
Let me guess, it was a giant fisherman waiting for him at the top?
I wish I could have seen more of Daddy's magic.
I shouldn't have brought it up so soon.
I wonder what'll happen to me with Daddy and Mommy both gone.
Mommy? Yeah, what about Mommy? I haven't heard anything about Trucy's mother.
But I have my magic and a great daddy, even if he is unemployed.
You know, I think things are gonna be okay. I wonder if she'll talk about her mother. So, Trucy, you're a professional?
Yes! It's like that thing they say. Baby frogs grow up to be frogs?
They say that?
I always thought it was funny, though.
What was?
Aren't baby frogs called tadpoles? Maybe they thought it would be easier to understand that way for kids. How stupid.
Right. So, in conclusion, you're a professional magician, Trucy? Hello there, Spider Zed. Welcome in. How are you?
Hey, Spider said it's pierogi.
That's right. Well, wanna see a trick?
You're gonna do a magic trick. Alright, please show me. Actually, I would like to see your trick. The future of the agency depends on it, after all.
That's the spirit. Ready? Here goes. Ta-da!
Hey folks, it's Mr. Hat. I gotta say, it's good to be seen.
Yeah!
Whoa, that was startling.
The amazing Mr. Hat. Isn't he great?
Your friendly neighborhood Mr. Hat at your service.
He certainly makes an impression.
Doesn't he? I'm so glad you like him, Daddy.
Though my routines do get a bit heady at times. Ha, get it? Heady?
Friendly neighborhood, Mr. Hat nearly gave me a heart attack. Trucy voice for Mr. Hat. Well, it's, she disguises her voice. Amazing hit, Mr. Hat. Trucy's favorite trick, startlingly realistic. There we go. Well, that's going to be important. Could you tell me about your mommy, if it's okay?
Mommy was so pretty. She was like an angel up on stage.
On stage? You mean with your daddy?
Yep. She was always there with Zach and Valance, smiling. But then she went away.
Went away?
It was a grand illusion, but she made a mistake. She vanished, and I guess she didn't know how to get back.
Maybe so. Besides that, you're doing good. You just have brain fog. Don't know what to draw next. Avoid from doing the fan art stuffs.
Oh. Never mind.
Draw a cat. A playful cat that is staring up curiously at a moth. Perhaps reaching out a paw as if it's going to bat at it. I don't know. Just off the top of my head.
I cried then a lot. That's when Daddy gave me this. Here.
Playful cat, okay. This is your mother? She's beautiful.
Her name's Thalassa Gramarye.
Poor girl. I didn't know her mommy had gone missing. Now her daddy's vanished too, right before her eyes.
Hey, Daddy, you won't...
Don't worry, I won't vanish, I promise.
Right, you can't even do magic. You're like a backup plan. Daddy always said to have a backup plan.
I guess all I rate as is a backup plan. Okay. I think that's probably enough for today. Sorry to ask you so much all at once like that.
It's okay. After all, we're family. I just hope you're ready. The Right Talent Agency opens tomorrow.
But what? But are we representing anyone?
Me and you. That makes two, Daddy.
I think you need more than that to make an agency. Besides, you may be a magician, but I'm no talent. Excuse me, one moment.
Oh, I'm sure there's something you're good at.
Well, when you put it that way.
You mean I don't have any tricks? No old standbys? This will not do. Boy should always have a trick or two in his pocket.
Okay, I'll think of something.
That's the spirit. See you bright and early tomorrow, Daddy.
Welcome to the team, Daddy-O.
Team, right. Sometimes when magicians vanish, they leave something behind. That's how Trucy became Trucy Wright, my daughter. To be honest, I was pretty lost those first few days. Thinking back on it, it was a pretty dark time in my life. But Trucy, happy, smiling Trucy. She was my light. Alright, so let's, head over to speak with,
Do you have enough evidence to speak?
Mike Meekins.
Oh, okay.
Disappearing trick. Okay, Mr. Meekins, what do you know? Spit it out. Hey! What's with the atmosphere in here all of a sudden? You know something, and I'm gonna find out what. Zach Gramarye vanished from this room. How did he do it? How, sir? Well, sir, I can't say as I... Sir! Why are you so nervous if you aren't hiding something? Well, sir, you see, all the time, sir, I was here, and... Listen! It was impossible! What could such a little girl possibly do, anyway? What did you just say? Sir, did I just say something, sir? No, you screamed it through that megaphone of yours. There was someone else in this room, wasn't there? Sir, I'm gonna have to invoke my right to remain in a state of not talking! It's okay, Meekins. You don't have to tell me who Zach's accomplice was. I know who was here in this room that day. The little girl with the identical colored hat.
Take that!
I've never seen that girl until just the other day. Mr. Meekins, I'm not buying it. Sir! Sir, that day, she was here in the room, sir. But he wasn't! You mean you chased her into this room, not him? Sir, in my days as a police officer, literally days, I learned a thing or two. Okay, just one thing, but it was how not to mistake a little girl for a 7-foot-tall magician. 7 feet? Zach isn't that tall, is he? You have a point. I find it hard to imagine that anyone would mistake a little girl for Zach Gramarye. But you saw something, and therein lies the trick. I think you know what it was, Mr. Meekins. Tell me, does this trick look familiar?
Take that!
What's that? That girl's favorite trick, the amazing Mr. Hat. She uses it in her show down at the Wonder Bar. Have you been to the Wonder Bar? So, it wasn't a waking dream, was it, sir? Come again? That night on stage, I saw a vision, except it wasn't a vision. It was a hat. An amazing Mr. Hat! He really exists! I remember it clearly, though the details are a little vague. Zach Gramarye exited the courtroom. I gave chase and cornered him in the corner room, sir! Zach Gramarye, don't even think you can escape Meekins! Down in your hands! Floor in your head! Hello?
Something the matter, mister?
No, that is... sir, I'm currently chasing a suspect, sir! Zach Gramarye, do you know him?
Oh, I love Zach Gramarye. His magic is the best. I'm his biggest fan.
I see. That's why you're wearing that costume you're wearing. Anyway, that very same Zach came into this room.
But no one's been in here except me.
But he has to be in here somewhere. I'm under the sofa, in the trash can, behind the painting, under the rug! So Trucy was his accomplice. Imagine my astonished surprise when 1 week later, I just happened to walk into a bar and see him. Mr. Hat. I couldn't believe my own eyes. For a while I thought it had all been a long dream. Dream that lasted a week? What was that movie, Inception? But it wasn't the magician who disappeared, it was Mr. Hat. Though it seems complex, what really happened that day was quite simple. You were standing by the door and out came Zack. That wasn't all. Another person got in on the act, and she was standing in front of lobby number 2, along with Mr. Hat. And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? So, while you were standing in shock and amazement, the magician rounds the corner and most likely runs through the closest door into lobby number 1. This is where you come in. You turn the corner in rather lukewarm pursuit, and at that very moment, Trucy runs into lobby number 2. Then all she has to do is tuck away the amazing Mr. Hat. Sir, I only lost sight of him for the briefest of moments. Then I saw that cape! Zack Gramarie's red cape fluttering like a cape! Astounding, sir! All my days of posing queries and making inquiries and chasing quarries wasted. It was as if I could see them melting away like an ice cream cone left by the side of the road to die! Or the scattered remains of a messily eaten chocolate parfait! Such sweet sorrows. I'm sorry. I had no idea how much you'd suffered on account of this case. It's an honor, sir! I've apologized to people many, many times, sometimes more than once. But this is the first time anyone's ever apologized to me! Actually, about that girl, I'm sort of her guardian now. That's so? Sir, you should know that I harbor no ill feelings whatsoever in my harbor. Okay. I let the defendant escape. That's the stone cold truth. Just another step on my way from singing the blues to wearing the blues. Someday, sir, I'll be standing side by side with the great detective God Show! Mr. Meekins, this is a free ticket to the show at the Wonder Bar, if you want. It's an honor, sir! Sir, I can't count the number of things I've had taken from me, sir! But no one's ever given me anything for free! Right, I'll see you in court next time then, sir! I look forward to it. All eyes were on Zack Gramarye that day in court until his mysterious disappearance. Now part of the mystery's been revealed, but the magician remained out of sight. It would be 7 years before I met him again. And on that note, let's go say hi.
Fish and borscht?
I'll be taking my leave now. Still have some work to do back at the office.
And I guess I'll go back to my piano.
To be honest, it's better when you aren't playing. This frigid culinary dungeon almost feels comfortable. Later then.
2 hours left on my shift. What if we'll get any customers tonight? Ahem. Do you know who I am? Who I am? No, but if you hum it, I can play it. Just kidding, I don't do requests. How about a different sort of request? You see, I play cards. Oh, a customer. I was just hoping someone would come in and save me from a night at the Keys. I seek a true competition. I've heard the Borscht Bowl Club is the place for this. Now I see the rumor is true. And this is a friend of yours?
Don't mind me. I'm just your friendly neighborhood newsman.
He will not be playing tonight. When his business is finished, I shall send him home. This competition will be between us, no others.
That realization.
Well, I know who he is, and
I know you know who he is now.
poor Trucy.
Uh-huh. The Right Talent Agency represents 2 artists, and I'm number 2. I play piano. Well, sort of. It's actually just a front for my real talent, which is playing poker. Don't ask me how I got started. I don't remember. But I'm good. Real good. Didn't take long for the rumors to get around. Go to the Borscht Bowl Club if you want a real game. That guy's never lost. People don't come here to come to hear me tickle the ivory. They come to watch me play cards. Is this a seedy poker club? No, it's a restaurant. We don't play for high stakes. There's no money involved. But real players carry cash, and they're always thirsty. It's a handy source of income for the club owner. And let's compete. I'll take you to the room.
The hideout, yes. But before we go...
Yes?
Allow me to introduce myself. My name's Shady Smith. Oh, and I'm Brushel, Spark Brushel, news reporter.
Oh, I'm...
No. Phoenix Wright.
Huh?
You must always look a man in the eye when you make your introductions. You still do not know who I am.
Met?
Ah! Today in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty.
What are you talking about?
I am talking about this. Mr. Enigmar!
The defendant's escaped. Find him, quick! Bailiff, close all exits from the building. On the double! He must not be allowed to escape.
You can't be... You're... Zach Gramarye? Yes, the reincarnation act of the century. Pity I only have an audience of one. You. Zach Gramarye! Oh, this must be a bad dream. In a sense, this guy ruined my life. You there.
Duh?
We'll play soon. Ready the room.
Duh. I will be preparing the hideout for you.
Are you really him? The Zach Gramarye? Now I'm Shady Smith. Remember this. How many years has it been now? 6? In exactly 3 days from now, it'll be 7. I caused you much inconvenience, I fear. Yeah, you could say that. Is she well? Trucy, I mean. She's fine. Got her working already. Hope you don't mind. I need hardly express my gratitude, but you have it. This is why I've come. That and to settle a matter of cards. By which you mean poker. Those eyes, he's serious. I despise losing above all else, and so I've decided that I will win tonight, no matter what it takes. I know this guy's type, and they're dangerous. Everything's about the competition, all else is secondary. Perhaps we should take this time to talk before we play. I know you have much to ask me, and you. We competed that day 7 years ago, too. Ah, yes, you must have been surprised. Called to the detention center out of the blue. 2. 1. Showdown time. I lost. It's only a game of poker. A game I've played for a long time and only lost twice. Who was the first? The man I killed, of course. You choose your defense attorneys by playing poker. Some are hired, others fired.
When you compete, you see a man's true nature. You know what I speak of. I know that you do.
Trucy's power?
Trucy. She's in a class of her own.
For 7 years, I've played poker here at the Borscht Bowl Club, and I've never lost once. I'm good, but not that good. I win because whenever there's a big game, I bring in Trucy. And she sends me signals. Daddy, he's got a good hand. He might have a chance if you act quick. Better call him soon. Can you tell me what her power is?
Judging a person's thoughts by reading their reactions is a staple of performance magic, but those of Trucy's line possess far greater skill.
Her line?
Recall, you were the second man to whom I've lost.
Magnifique Gramarye.
That was the first time I learned of this power, as you call it.
Wait, so you're saying her power is genetic? It's just in the Gramarye blood or something?
Blood. I'm sorry, but it's not something told lightly to outsiders, and it's nothing you need to know at this time.
Some kind of Gramarye secret, then. Fine.
She's 15 this year.
She's still trying her best to follow in your footsteps, you know.
I see. When I planned my disappearing act, it was the thought of her alone that gave me pause.
Wait, you were planning on vanishing from the get-go?
Yes, and for that I must apologize. However, I could not be found guilty that day. Because of this.
This?
A transferal of rights. You see the signature?
A transferal? That's Magnifique Gramarye's signature, isn't it?
I hereby give all rights to the secret staging and performance of my magic. To the recipient named below.
The recipient's name is you, Zach Gramarye.
Yes, it is I.
Wait, this page looks torn.
You recall the diary, yes?
First, take a close look at the diary. Note that a page has clearly been ripped out. As it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page.
Wait, let me see that.
And I clearly said, I believe to be the missing page. I didn't say that that was the missing page. I have, what do you call that? Plausible deniability. They didn't even give me that. How could I forget? That scrap of paper lost me my attorney's badge.
This is the real page that was torn from the book. Magnifique gave it to me that night.
You could have told me this earlier. Like 7 years earlier.
Once again, I must apologize. It was all I could do to prepare for my escape from that courtroom.
Yeah, but that page, nothing proves you innocent, you dirtbag! I know Christoph Gavin murders you in a moment, but I'm about ready to beat him to the punch.
The greatest of Magnifique Gramarye's illusions are true art. As such, they are well protected by this document. Only its bearer may perform his illusions on stage.
Sounds like a pretty important thing to have if you're his disciple.
As a rightful heir to his art, I too wanted a rightful heir.
Rightful?
I'm sure you know who I chose as my successor. Your daughter. That's why I've risked it all to come here tonight. Brushel?
Sir! Here you go.
What's this? A letter passing the rights I have inherited to Trucy. I would have you sign here as a witness.
But I'm not a lawyer anymore. I need a public notary besides. I may not look it, but I'm a certified notary.
You are?
By day, I wear a notary's glasses and hunt for news. Also, by day, I wear a reporter's glasses and notarize. When I take off the glasses, I can't see very well.
Your signature, please.
This is the first reason I've come here tonight.
Finally figured it out. Now I know why you've come out of hiding only now. It's been 7 years, you said?
Precisely.
There's a law that covers your situation. After 7 years, missing persons are considered to be legally deceased. So if someone was to vanish from the face of the earth 7 years ago, they would lose all rights as a living person after 7 years from that day. Not to mention all their possessions.
Exactly. Which is why I am here. I risk showing my face in public for the sake of this document, before my 7 years are up. You might say I'm securing my daughter's inheritance.
Do you really need this document? Wouldn't Trucy inherit your estate automatically?
Not in this case, I'm afraid.
This case?
Yes, I received the performance right from Magnifi Gramarye. However, this was done in secret without witnesses. Before Magnifi died, two potential successors to his repertoire were named. Myself, Zach Gramarye, and Valent Gramarye. Not Trucy.
I see. So you do need this document.
I've known Brushel since before I vanished. He's a man I trust. Now only 3 know of my rebirth.
I took the liberty of looking into Trucy's background and found you had no other close kin.
It is as you say.
Okay. I was kind of hoping he'd say something about his mother at this point. I know everyone else but Trucy's mother is a mystery. Okay. Well.
Wait.
What?
So, Trucy in her locket has a picture of her mother. Okay.
Correct.
The person who was killed with the illusion that was supposed to have happened was Trucy's mother. Why else would they have a commemorative stamp unless she died?
Well, the commemorative stamp was not necessarily because she died, but more because she was part of the team. The commemorative stamp was because, they were a big thing back in the day.
But the thing is, the third person in there was her mom, and who else could have died? And the stage thing that they were supposed to have done, but her mom.
Well, your theory is on the right track. I'm just saying that they don't the commemorative stamp is not because she died. The commemorative stamp is because they were famous.
But we need...
That being said, now that I have
pieces.
pictures, I should be okay to talk to Valent and see where I can get with him. 3, right? Brushel and who else?
Drew Misham. Oh.
No, I don't care about Drew right now.
It would be the gun, the locket, and at least 2 other pieces of... And 2 other pieces.
The 3 people there were, Brushel, Wright, and Shady Smith, Spider Zed.
Oh, sorry.
Flying by the seat of my pants on this one. There must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth, and that's what I'm gonna find. To ask someone to take a life, even one not long for this world, that's asking someone to commit murder.
Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales.
And he got his wish. His life was taken.
What weakness could be so
powerful as to coerce someone into committing murder? My guess it was a matter of life or death.
Care to explain?
Your troupe lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier the better. And flashy so often means danger, doesn't it?
Let's make this as painless as possible. If you have proof of this danger, then show it.
Look out, he's got a nug.
A gun, you say? Why, that's one of ours.
Specially designed for your show, I gather. Single bullet, 1 shot.
What are you suggesting? We are magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers.
I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valent. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident.
Zack and Valent's quick draw shoot 'em. How long has it been since those shots were last heard?
Was the shoot 'em canceled because someone might get hurt?
Of course, what other reason could there be?
Well, it could have been canceled because someone had already been hurt.
Fascinating, my Faustian forging friend. But tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol?
Well, tell me what would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life on stage?
Performers of magic is not concerned with what-ifs. It is concerned with precision. Precisely whom do you claim we shot?
So I've chosen the right path. Let's just hope he walks it with me. A life was sacrificed so that the show might go on, and this shows who it was. It's either the commemorative stamp or the locket, but I'm gonna go with the I'm gonna go with the stamp that proves the connection first.
Take that!
A word, if I may.
Yes.
Does it excite you to know you stand at a critical moment in your quest?
Yeah, it does, sort of.
Then you'd never make it on stage. You're not fit to be a magician. Give it up.
I hadn't actually been considering that as a career option.
I'm sure you'll find something else to while away the time.
Figuring out who that bullet hit. A life was sacrificed so that the show might go on, and this shows who it was.
Take that!
But that's...
Zach Gramarye's wife and Trucy's mother. Thalassa, I believe, was her name.
Alakazar! But how can you say this? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets?
Still in denial mode, eh? Thalassa was at the greatest risk of being shot, and this clearly shows how much danger she was. Ah, nuts!
I told you, we needed at least 2 other pieces of evidence.
I thought I had enough. Alright.
Maybe Mr.
Well, we'll try Misham again, I guess. Maybe we've got enough to go on now. Alright. Let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Misham?
I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I'd never met the client.
True, when I asked the client's name, there were no psyche locks in sight. Regardless, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense.
Why are you doing this to me?
Well, I've made my stand. I'm backing down now. So what's Misham hiding? I can pretty much piece together what it is from what you've said.
What is it then?
You told me what you knew about the client, and I couldn't see any psyche locks.
Psycho locks? Is that some sort of asylum security? Or a new hairstyle, perhaps?
But then they did show up, didn't they? Who was your client?
As I said in court, I do not know.
Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester.
I never met them. Not personally,
Not personally. Those words triggered the psyche lock.
Again with the psycho locks. Now I really must know what they are.
So you didn't meet with the client. But someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence.
Perhaps I'm hung up on this lock business. And I'm afraid you've lost me.
Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about psyche locks. As long as I come to the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I got there.
And your conclusion is?
The real forger behind this wasn't you, Mr. Misham.
Poppycock! I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else could it have been but me?
That's the real question, isn't it? If the forger wasn't you, I don't have many other people to choose from. The real forger at Drew's studio is...
Fair enough.
Take that!
The real forger is your daughter, Vera Misham, isn't it?
Ridiculous. My daughter's only 12 years old, Mr. Wright. I've always been more one for handy landscapes, not surrealism.
Nice comeback, but you're shaking in your boots. Got you now. The only 2 people with access to this studio are you and your daughter. The psyche locks tell me you're not the forger, which makes your daughter the only possibility.
I feel very much on the verge of going psycho-lock myself.
Now then.
I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter, Vera, not I. She's only 12. A genius, you might call her.
A precocious little girl outshining her father. There's been a lot of that going around recently. Come to think of it, I think I know of a situation in Akihabara kind of similar to this.
I let her play in the studio and she watched me. She taught herself in that way. The drafting tools and analytical devices I bought when they became necessary. They're my little girl's playthings now.
Ah, do I detect a bit of fatherly pride? Wish there was a bit of that in Akihabara. So Vera was the one who made this page. Would she know who the client was then?
Actually, the client came once here to the studio.
What? Why did you say so sooner?
But their face was covered and they did not want to talk to me.
So they talked to your daughter.
I will speak only with the artist, the client told me.
And that little girl is the key to our mystery's client's true identity. Great father, by the way, letting her speak with some unknown weirdo by herself. Goodness knows what could have happened. Okay, what do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a bit more, or is it time to turn my attention to Vera? Let's talk to Vera. Mr. Misham, I have a request.
Let me guess, you'd like to speak with my daughter?
Can I?
My daughter has never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy, extremely so, actually. With only one exception.
Which was?
Oddly enough, it was that client. I left the studio while they talked. I returned when they had finished, and she was laughing. It was the first time I'd seen anything of the sort.
Please, let me speak with her.
All right.
Uh-oh. This could be tough. Mira, was it? Would you like to have a friendly chat? I'm Phoenix Wright, ex-lawyer, and pianist. I'm still looking for the keys that say Do, Re, Mi. I can't find them anywhere. I'm no good at this. I need something to get through to this girl. And then there's this. My stamp. Hey, she spoke. She can talk. Yeah, so this stamp. How can I keep her talking? Isn't Troop Grammary amazing? Huh? Yes? Oh. I especially like those two, Zack and Valent. I mean, they're just so magical. Aren't they? Aren't they? Yeah, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, whoa, magic, you know?
Me too, me too. I love them. They're so cool. It's like magic. Yeah.
All right, she's talking. Not saying much, but it's a start.
I went and saw them with Father the other day. The opening ceremony at the Gramarye Museum of Magic.
The Grammar Museum? They have a museum? I guess it makes sense now that they have their own commemorative stamp. So, have you been to one of the shows?
Just once, when I was little, with Father. The Gramarye is on stage. It was like a dream. Disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, putting back together. They do it all.
Yeah. Maybe you can keep telling me stuff like this? You know, about Zack and Valent, maybe?
Oh, sure.
All right, better get asking before she changes her mind.
I don't go outside much. I like to paint in here.
Why don't you like the outside?
There's bad people out there.
Well, true, but there's lots of good people, too.
Actually, I should tell you. She was almost kidnapped once.
Kidnapped?
Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house.
I see. Wait, but that doesn't make sense.
She said she went to the Gramarye Museum. With you, in fact.
Yes. Actually, she was quite insistent on it, much to my surprise. That was the first and last time she expressed such a desire to me. That person gave me a good luck charm.
A good luck charm?
For when I absolutely had to go outside. Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. From that client, actually. She won't tell me what it was. Father, I told you to keep that a secret.
Well, it's not exactly a secret if you didn't tell
From
me
that
what it was.
client, huh? This I have to hear about. So your father tells me you're good at painting all sorts of things.
I really like painting a lot. Father's always very happy when I paint them exactly the same.
So you did this too?
Oh yes, that was my first job.
Your first?
All I used to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this was totally different. Pen slips in the way the writer held the pen and the pressure on the nib. I had to use a microscope and analyze it on the computer.
She seems happy. Odd, her work was the last nail in the Gramarye coffin. I guess no one told her.
They're the best in the world.
Oh, you mean Troop Gramarye. Of course.
Father gave it to me.
Your father?
But I asked him.
But I asked him about it. He didn't know how you got it.
I guess I just took it. Yeah.
Took it?
Father got a letter from that person.
That person? You mean that letter was from the client?
Oh, we talked about the Gramaryes forever that day. I'm sure that's why I was sent that stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it.
You're a sneaky one, this client. They were trying to get on her good side. Okay. So, you met the person that asked you to do this job, and you talked with them? What's this about a good luck charm you received?
I can't talk about it.
Eh?
If I do, it won't work anymore. That's what I was told.
Yeah, but I really, really have to know. Right. Time to do some psych unlocking. Or psyche unlocking, whatever. Alright, what do we got here? You seem to trust this client. Quite a lot, in fact. Because they gave you this stamp?
But no, that's not why. They listened to me, to my problem.
A problem that keeps her inside all the time?
Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But when I absolutely have to go out, all I had to do was use a good luck charm.
A good luck charm that your client gave you. I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. Is this your good luck charm? Nuts. Man, I have enough evidence right now to pull this off. Maybe it's time to do a little more legwork. Let me see what happens if I examine that again. Now that maybe I'll just sidle on over here for a closer look. That's an awfully small frame. There's a commemorative stamp of the Gramarys inside. Oh, well, nuts. Okay. Did I finish everything off? Oh, maybe I need to talk to... Let's try and unlock Zach's Psyche Locks. I have to know more about this power of Trucy's. It's like she can see right into people's minds. First time I saw her do it, it blew mine. And after you were done having your mind blown, you took her to play cards with you. Gotta use the resources at hand, I always say. Yet I myself have no such power. But Trucy does. Why is that? Maybe Trucy got her power from her mother? Thalassa Gramarye?
I will not speak of that.
Thalassa is officially missing, correct? And I think I know why you don't want to talk about her.
Grrr.
Yeah, I have enough. I guess there's something I need to examine or something. Alright. Okay, I don't think there's anything particular here that's worth examining, so let's... Let me go back to Drew's studio. No. Maybe if I present the diary page. What do you think about this? I think it just made her nervous. I need something to grab her attention, but what? Nope, nothing there. Diary. Nope, nothing there. Trucy's locket. No. No, not the Amazing Mr. Hat either. Okay. Alright, that does it.
Remind me what story mode does.
Story mode handles the gameplay for me. Okay, so I need to present something to him. Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to assume that it is the commemorative stamp. Mr. Zack, could you tell me about this?
Mr. Wright, we've met for the first time in 7 years, and you offer me this? Please.
It wasn't a present. This guy's a hard sell.
Probably won't get a rise out of him unless I show him something real interesting.
Trucy's locket? This person in the photo is Trucy's mother.
How did you come by this?
Trucy showed it to me. She said her mother was gone.
Then it is so.
Huh?
She is gone. What more is there to say?
Lots? Ah, I know. Well, they're still here!
According to my in-depth research, Trucy's mother, Magnifi Gramarye's only daughter, end quote.
What? Magnifi's daughter? Is that true, Mr. Zack?
Brushel, you say too much.
Why am I the bad guy? Why?
Zack decked him.
In any case, Mr. Wright, this discussion is over.
Thalassa Gramarye. She's the most mysterious of the whole lot. You need to gather me some more evidence clearly.
Well, the prelude may have been longer than the main attraction. Shall we begin our game? My final competition.
Final? Why?
As you said, I've come out of hiding today to make this document legally binding. Once that is done, I shall slip once more underground.
Without seeing your daughter?
It would be best if I did not. 7 years ago we played. 7 years ago I lost. I already lost to Magnifi. I do not care to lose to another. And I've heard that you never lose.
It's just a rumor.
Yes, for it is impossible to never lose, unless one has an ace up one's sleeve. As a magician, it causes me no end of irritation. To think a mere lawyer might be out there pulling the wool over so many eyes. Hey, I just signed your document for you. Maybe you could try lightening up?
How is that? This is this.
For my final competition, I will destroy your perfect record, Phoenix Wright.
This will be my final performance.
You were warned. This guy's beyond serious. So much for a fun evening of cards. Russell, you may leave.
But it's your last game. I mean, what a scoop.
I punch, but still it is not enough.
I just remember the future, prior engagement. Toodles, gentlemen. And nice meeting you, Piano Man.
And let us begin. Dealer,
Duh?
you'll be witness to our competition.
Ah, it is honor for me.
Why haven't I seen her around here before?
Ah, that reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. He did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe was his name.
You know him?
After a fashion. Listen, Phoenix Wright. One can learn much from a true competition. Remember this.
The Gramarye power. I was close to understanding it, but I needed more, and I knew where to get it. Trucy's mother. I need to meet that reporter again, that was clear. And one other thing. From the moment my final competition with Zack began that night, a name was running through my head. The name of a man now in prison. A name Zack Gramarye knew, but how and why?
Maybe he asked him to kill him? I don't know.
You get to go into solitary.
Nice digs. Well, isn't this an unexpected surprise? What errand brings you down to my cramped confines?
Gavin?
This is your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge for the offense that took away your returnee's badge 7 years ago?
My past is my logic straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction.
Fine. I'm glad we can have this little tete-a-tete, right? You look well, Phoenix Wright.
You too, Gavin.
Life has been full of surprises for both of us. I've no doubt you never expected to lose that attorney's badge of yours.
And I'll bet you never expected to wind up here. Oh.
Touché.
I don't exactly know what it means, nobody said.
You can ask me because I have a computer. Wait.
Excuse me.
While she's looking that up, I'll continue. And I'll bet you never expected to wind up here. Shady Smith was the name of the man you killed. Did you know who he really was?
Who he was?
Zack Gramarye, you know, the defendant.
I remember him, of course.
Okay.
That you say Smith was Zack? Impossible.
Okay. Hi Zed, it's Pierogi. So, a tete-a-tete means, a private conversation between two people. Or an S-shaped sofa in which two people can sit face-to-face. Or involving or happening between two people in private. Or just between two people in private.
He's relying on automated captions, so best to spell it out.
Oh.
I already spelled it.
Okay. Yeah, because it's really hard to do the little accents over the E and the A because it's French.
Yeah. Snuff the French.
Rude.
They deserve it.
They helped us win the Revolutionary War.
And what have they done since then?
They
Nothing.
named after the kids after our general. I am not joking about this.
I don't care.
They proudly display the American flag.
I don't care.
And we helped them during World War II. Well, actually, people died, but...
Yeah. That was then, this is now.
But they also honor our dead.
Okay.
The French have been nice to us.
Anyway. Yeah, well, they still have a stupid language.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm strange today, apparently.
Don't even try to tell me it was a coincidence.
What did I just say? Life is full of surprises, don't you think?
After that trial, you were arrested and found guilty. But your motive was never made clear. A mistake I plan to remedy.
You're not an attorney anymore, Phoenix, right? What possible conclusion do you think this investigation of yours can lead to? I killed a man named Smith with a bottle because I'm an evil human being. Isn't that enough?
No.
Not for me, it isn't. I need to know why you did it, Gavin. You recall that case 7 years ago?
Ah, yes, the trial where Zach Gramarye pulled his famous vanishing act. My brother won his fair share of praise and adoration for that trial, as I recall. A genius prosecutor reveals crooked attorney, was it?
That was when I met you, wasn't it?
Was it now?
The Bar Association Review Board voted unanimously for the strictest punishment. Unanimous, save for one dissenting opinion. Yours.
It was my brother who was responsible for putting you in that position, after all.
For 7 years we've been friends, and yet I still don't understand you.
Right, your friendship towards me was never pure. You suspected me then, as you still do now, don't you?
Honestly, right now, I'm not sure what I think. You didn't just brain a guy with a juice bottle for no reason. Tell me why you did it.
Persistent, aren't you?
I came here because I remembered something. The night of our game. Zach Gramarye mentioned your name, Gavin.
Ah, that reminds me. I saw a familiar face as I entered this restaurant. You did not seem to notice me, however. Gavin, I believe his name was.
After that, he was killed, and I asked you to help me. Because I remembered your kindness back when everyone had turned on me. I seemed to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him hard. Me, please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should have come to that. I have to know. Why did you kill Shady Smith? No, Zach Gramarye. Whoa! I've never seen Psyche locks like these! Dark, cold, full of despair. Can I even unlock these things?
Something wrong, right?
No, it's nothing.
You shouldn't push yourself so hard. Life is to be taken easy, you know?
He's doing his nails.
Oh.
On that note, something ain't right here.
You're thinking, what self-respecting man would use nail polish?
Not really. I know appearances are a big thing with you. Guess your glimmerous fop brother got it from someone.
You know what I say? One cannot live a beautiful life without beautiful nails. First rate in all things, except nothing less.
Certainly does look like first-rate nail polish. Like the sparkly bottle.
It's crystal. If you're so drawn to it, please, have one. It's on me.
Oh. So that's who her client was.
That envelope's been bothering me since I came in here. It's not nice to peek at other people's mail. You get mail here in jail? That I do, though they read it first, apparently. Still, I'm allowed the pleasure of correspondence. Packages and the like are a different matter, however. Looks like sneaking a peek is out of the question. Pity. Well. Time to go take a little trip to the past and dig some more information out of little Vera. You seem to trust this client quite a lot, in fact. Because they gave you the stamp?
No, that's not why. They listened to me, to my problem.
Problem that keeps her inside all the time?
Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But when I absolutely have to go out, all I had to do was use a good luck charm.
Good luck charm your client gave you. I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. Is this your good luck charm?
Take that!
This was what they gave you, wasn't it?
Ah!
The same bottle's over there on your desk. Your good luck charm, right?
I heard once, cosmetics were once thought to ward off evil. This is a magic bottle. It has the power.
Of course it does. I'll just refrain from commenting anymore on that one. I think I know who gave you that bottle, actually. The one who asked you to do this job. Was this the client?
Take that!
This man is a friend of mine. Know him? His name is Christoph Gavin. He's a lawyer, actually.
I promised. I promised not to tell. I'm sorry, I can't talk about the client, I promised. And if I break my promise, the spell won't work.
I don't need a name anymore. I've got my answer. You're pretty confident in this charm, then.
I think they might be the devil.
Huh?
Or maybe an angel.
What do you mean?
I saw it, or I think I saw it, when they gave me this. I saw the devil's face.
Are you saying the client's face looked like the devil's?
No, the client was gentle, with a gentle smile.
So where'd you see this devil, then?
It was so quick, I don't remember well. But that's when I knew that person wasn't like other people. That's why I believe in my good luck charm.
I'm not sure what this devil she saw was, but it's pretty clear that Christoph Gavin has her charmed. Well, I think that's all. I'll be leaving now.
I am sorry for what happened.
If you want to apologize, try my client, Zach Gramarye, if you can find him.
Did I do something bad?
What makes you think that?
Your eyes, they're sad. Very sad.
I'll put on my smile next time I come. Promise. I hope to see you smile then too, Vera.
Oh, okay.
Take care. Thinking back on my first encounter with a young forger, I witnessed something of vital importance that day. Of course, by the time I realized it was already too late. Nope, something ain't right here. Oh, maybe if I present that stamp to Christoph, I might get something out of him. Since it says it was sent by the client. What do you think about this, Gavin? I hardly need remind you that I'm not a free man. I care little about the outside world, save advances in chair technology. Information forthcoming there, I guess. I was
was worth a shot.
What do you think about... Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing else of interest in here except for that letter, and I can't get a good look at the letter until he turns away for some reason, and I can't get him to turn away. Actually, yeah, I can't even present the Magatama here, so... Try the detention center, I guess. Let's try presenting the commemorative stamp. Mr. Valley, could you look at this for me, please?
Yes, I accept your challenge. Well?
Challenge? Huh?
You want me to make it float, disappear, or shall I simply eat it?
I didn't come here to play games, Mr. Valiant, or watch you do tricks. Okay, not that. Don't care. Keep going. Nope. No reaction there. Lock it. Nope. Diary. Nope. Nope, not even that. Okay. Okay, so apparently I have enough evidence to get him on the Magatama here, so... Alright. Yeah. So, your shows were dangerous. I have proof. This gun you guys used. There was an accident. So there was a life that was sacrificed, and this shows who it was. But I already... Oh. Right.
But that's...
Zach Gramarie's wife and Trucy's mother. Talassa, I believe was her name?
Alaka's dog! But how can you say this? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets?
Still in denial mode, eh? Talassa was at the greatest risk of being shot, and this clearly shows just how much danger she was in. The commemorative stamp, maybe? Or the stage pistol. I'm gonna say the stage pistol.
Mr. Wright, I envy you. It appears your chosen profession is far more lenient than mine.
What do you mean?
For us magicians, a single misstep can be fatal.
A single mistake can be fatal for an attorney, too.
I know. Ah, so it can!
Well, this is the key. I can see how her name affects him, but just a name isn't enough. I need to recreate that day in his mind, starting with where she stood. Talassa was at the greatest risk of being shot, and this clearly shows how much danger she was in. I guess the commemorative stamp. This doesn't make any snuffing sense, because she's just standing... This is not showing the act, this is just showing them standing there.
Menacingly!
Yeah, I don't know what evidence they wanted.
Take that!
Troupe Gramarie's performances were very, very popular. So popular, they even made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fame.
We were not merely the latest craze, we were at an age, a golden age.
It's all here on this stamp. There's Talassa, yes? Trucy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her?
I don't know!
Part of his memory's still locked up.
There is one thing you're failing to address.
What's that?
As you say, our troop was a world unto itself. If our leader, Magnifi, was so inclined, he could hide anything he wished with ease. For Mr. Wright, then he would have hid a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a great foundation for blackmail.
No, it's got a point. One of the troop members died in an accident. Magnifi covered it up. His innocence would come into question.
Found the right address, Mr. Wright.
So close, there has to be something. How Talas's death could affect Zack and Valent's relationship with Magnifi.
I see in your eyes you still have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already have?
I'll prove why Talas's accident tied your hands so completely. With a person. Take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zack's wife tied both your hands, and this information proves why Magnifi held so much power over you.
Jersey?
I'm assuming so.
Were you, by any chance, trying to threaten me?
No, of course not.
You'll never make a good blackmail artist. Never!
Not a career choice I'd been considering, actually.
Give up your dreams, work an honest job, that's my advice.
The troop was a tight-knit unit. It's all about the people involved. Their personalities, their histories. Who was Talasa, really?
I see in your eyes you still have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already have?
I'll prove why Talasa's accident tied your hands so completely. With with a person. It's gonna take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zack's wife tied both your hands, and this information proves why Magnifi held so much power over you. Oh, because she's Magnifi's daughter. Okay. It wasn't a question of who shot Talasa. Talasa herself was the problem.
What do you mean?
She was Zack Gramarie's wife, Trucy's mother, and Magnifi Gramarie's only daughter. There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to Magnifi's power over you, I don't know what was.
It was an accident! There's no proof, none at all.
Talasa went missing, and your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. It doesn't take a genius to put one and one together.
Ours was a complex family.
You mean Troop Gramarie?
The master, Magnifi Gramarie, his only daughter, and his two disciples.
Does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it?
Do not be tempted into faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident. But that is all it was. An accident! Zack and Valent's tour de force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly straight towards that beautiful body on stage, and then crash, zing, pow, into everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing. Same trick with a new twist. And tragedy. But as for whose bullet stole Talasa's life, we shall never know the answer. Talasa disappeared from our lives, and Zack was bereft of his wife. Trucy lost her mother, and Magnifi his daughter.
And that led to blackmail, I take it?
It is all part and parcel of the darkness that comes when the curtain falls.
Why did Magnifi Gramarie try to cover up the quote-unquote accident? It was his own daughter who died.
All I can say, it was a critical time for Troop Gramarie. The passing of the torch from Magnifi to Zack and Valent. We were all sacrificed so that it might be a success. Talasa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all, yet, even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not.
What do you mean?
In time, we, myself and Zack, found we could no longer oppose Magnifi's wishes. Magnifi forced us to perform his art for his benefit.
I see. I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter.
But do you not find cowardice in his actions?
Huh?
To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing, but then to hang that death as a guillotine above our heads.
Things were dark behind the scenes at Troop Grammary, that's for sure. Does Trucy know?
I was not told, naturally. We want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life. True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time.
Sorry to dredge up old memories, but this has helped a lot.
That's fine, Magnify's Slayer, I should think. True. After that accident, there was one who came sniffing quite persistently.
A reporter?
He called himself a newsman at the time. Often I spied him lurking about to the dressing room doing his research.
Do you happen to remember his name?
What was his name? Sorry, I have forgotten. But in the course of his interviewing, he became quite close to my partner, Zack. I liked him not.
I see.
His name, I do not recall, but his scent, the cloying aroma of mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, it was far too often.
I see. Thanks for your help.
It's no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover answers, only wounds.
I'm sorry. I had begun to notice a dark curtain hanging over Troop Grammary, and I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Trucy from that darkness. The reporter he mentioned, the newsman. I never learned who that was at the time, though I've got a pretty good idea who it is now. That smile and a sickly sweet smell of mint. The last floss-thin thread connecting Zack Grammary to this world. Sooner or later, I'd have to track him down. Alright, let's take a look at the Sunshine Coliseum in the present, shall we?
Well, this is a blast from the distant past.
Long time no see, Mr. Valent.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now I see it.
7 years has it been. Frankly, I didn't think I'd ever see you again.
Actually, I came here because there's something I want to ask you.
I've spoken to the press, I've nothing more to say.
I've spoken to a lot of people myself and come to some conclusions. But then I realized I needed to hear it from you.
I've walked a difficult road in these past 7 years.
Because you couldn't perform Magnify's repertoire?
Do not be deceived. Valent's skill is the real deal. I do not require my mentor's hand-me-downs. No, it was my partner who showed me on my way.
Zack Grammary.
His rather well-performed disappearing act 7 years ago was the end. Or so I thought.
Zack Grammary murdered our mentor and fled to escape punishment for his crime. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you?
I remember it as if 'twere only yesterday. Yet that was not the way of it in the end. For a while he vanished, the suspicions upon my own person never did. His partner Zack vanished to protect him. That's what those thieving magpies of a press said.
I had no idea.
Yet that very same press comes to me now, feigning interest. They cover the greatest magic show in history as if it were a vaudevillian distraction. And here must I stand, smiling at them all. What am I if not a player in some fiendish farce?
Might I suggest is because you never made it clear what happened? Magnify's death is still a mystery to this day, which is why I came here to get the answer from you. I knew I'd be seeing this those sooner or later.
The audience has no business stepping upon the stage. They must be content to sit and stare at the spotlight.
That sounds an awful lot like something I heard 7 years ago.
Ask what you will, you'll get nothing from me.
I'm as much a part of this affair as you are now. To know what happened.
For 7 long years I've endured. Now, finally, the curtain lifts on my new golden age. All the miracles of our troop within my grasp.
Sorry to do this, Valent, but right now I need answers. I think I'll start by dropping a bomb. That should shake things up. Well, I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles. Not as long as I have this.
Take that!
And what might that be? I see it bears the Grammary seal.
I should have brought this to your attention sooner, but I didn't imagine you'd be planning your comeback quite so fast.
What is this?
Document showing the true recipient of the performance rights to the Magnifi's miracles.
What? Zach Grammary? He wrote this? What? He passed everything to his daughter?
Trucy Enigmar. Actually, she's officially my daughter these days.
Preposterous, Zach! Zach is gone! Vanished into the void!
This is the genuine article. Zach was alive when he wrote this. Both myself and the notary can testify to this.
Ah! Why does fate toy with me so? Why must my life be lived in thrall to the dead?
You're not the only one with that problem.
But he shot Magnifi. Yes, it was Zach. It was. And then he left, and my career as a magician fell into darkness.
Did you think there might be some way out of it? Say, if you could prove Zach Grammary shot Magnifi? Was that why you testified?
Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out.
Well, it might not be too late, Mr. Valent. All you need is a way to prove your case. Who really killed Magnifi Grammary? Ah, dang it, I don't have that yet. May not have enough evidence right now to pull this off. Maybe someone will do a little more legwork. Alright. So we're going to head over to Drew's studio in the modern day.
Well, what do we have here?
Remember me?
Of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-attorney in bar, end quote. End quote.
Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Measham was poisoned and his daughter's...
Oh, yes, I know. Oh, how I know, yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. The journalist wishes he'd tracked down Case just a little quicker, end quote.
Were you on the trail of this case the whole time?
Zach Grammary was a good friend.
Zach said something to that effect back at the Borscht Bowl Club.
What a character, what a man. A little... No, a lot. No, extremely rough around the edges.
Do you think I could ask you a few questions?
Oh, are you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not interviewee. Journalists ask questions, not other way around. End quote. Fine, shoot, I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately.
It's tragic what happened to Drew Measham and his daughter.
Forgery is a serious crime, and they paid the price. You know what really did them in, though, don't you?
Yes, a forged diary page.
Night I interviewed him, I found out something about Mr. Measham I hadn't known.
What's that?
You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day for 7 years, walls have ears, potatoes have eyes, end quote.
Being watched? You mean he felt guilty?
No, I'm not talking about feelings here. You know, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling sensation on back of neck, freaks out, end quote.
Because you felt guilty?
Why would I feel guilty?
You felt like you were being watched, huh? I wonder what it all means. Drew Measham felt like he was being watched, and you along with him. You sure it wasn't just nerves?
Nerves? Nah, nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Journalist sure he's being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Grammary got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? He completely vanishes from that courtroom. Then, for 7 years, he talks to no one, not a soul. Then, just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacts me in order to have this made.
And then he dies.
Starting to put the pieces together, are we?
And you were being watched this whole time?
Maybe not just me. Maybe you were too.
Me?
I met Zach through that case, actually.
You mean the shooting of Magnifi Grammary?
No, before that. It's not widely known.
You mean the accident? During the quick draw shoot 'em practice?
My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, women, a little puppy, all for me. I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled of fresher mint than they do now.
Valiant Grammar did mention one particularly nosy reporter.
In fact, I was on close speaking terms with Magnifique Grammar at the time. I knew his daughter, too, of course. Talassa, was it?
Really? Really?
Then Talassa disappeared, quite suddenly at that, and Magnifique wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habit got the better of me. Journalist catches scent of a scoop, goes on feeding frenzy, end quote. I set up a one-on-one interview with Talassa's husband, see?
Zach Grammary.
Something strange was in the air over at Troop Grammary in those days. The whole screwy mentor controlling disciples scene had started by then, I'm guessing. Talassa, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me off the record.
Sorry, I don't know.
Anyway, I kept prying and eventually became friends with Zach. Sure, he punched me once or twice, or 5 times, but over time he came to see me as his confidant. Valiant Grammary's been waiting this whole time. 7 years, eh?
Waiting?
For his big comeback, of course. Big revival of the Magnifique Miracle. Of course it was all a dream.
Because of this. Performance rights.
In the absence of any official documents, he was golden. Who's to say the old man didn't give his rights to both Zach and Valiant?
So Valiant waited until Zach died, legally at least.
Time finally comes and Valiant's like a kid on Christmas morning.
He's getting ready for his show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know.
If that document sees the legal light of day, it's gonna put a bit of a damper on the big show. He's a sorry one, that Valiant Grammary. Lost out to his partner at work and in love, too.
Love?
Oh, that's the same old story, really. 2 disciples and the mentor's only daughter. What has 3 sides and all of them pointy? A love triangle.
That is pretty classic.
When you're in a performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family. One with an entire high school's worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing.
And in the middle of all this, Talassa has Trucy. And then she dies. You need to find out more about this Talassa. Mr. Brushel, do you know this person?
Do I know this person? Of course! I was friends with Zach, after all. He hit me a few times, 5 times actually. But still, I'd never forget his wife.
Talassa Grammary. Magnifique Grammary's only daughter. Do you think you could tell me more about her?
Well, why the heck not? So Talassa married Zach and had Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually.
You mean she was divorced? I hadn't heard this one before.
Not quite. Her late husband was a performer, too. Apparently he died during some gig. Tragic, really. They had only been married 1 year.
I didn't know.
But she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know? I've known Trucy since she was a little thing, too. She got the better deal, really. She's got you for family, after all.
What do you mean?
Just reminiscing, you know? Talassa has another child besides Trucy, end quote.
What?
But Trucy said she was an only child. Yes, this one she had with a previous husband.
Her previous husband? Her first husband who died during a performance?
Yep, they had themselves a kid. Another orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now.
What if it's Vera?
Talassa had another child. Do you think I could borrow that photo?
Sure, I can be generous on occasion, you know.
I don't need this locket anymore. Better return it to Trucy before I forget.
People and events all get tangled together and get biggerer and biggerer. Don't you think?
I was too busy wondering about Biggerer to listen to what you were saying.
Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think.
Maybe so, but still, I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find to those who come next.
Next, you say?
I'm not the one who will close the curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore. Magnifique.
I was just wondering what Magnifi would think of all this.
What do you mean?
Haven't you seen it in Trucy? She's got his power.
You mean how I can't lie to Trucy?
That was the same with Magnifi, and with his daughter, Talassa.
Strange thing. You think it's some grammar-y gene?
Magnifi told me once, back when Zack married Talassa, she said Zack had good eyes. Not good like a Grammary's eyes. Not that good.
I wonder if Zack ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Grammary secret was?
Maybe nobody now that Zack's gone.
Zack Grammary. Plot had finally begun to reveal itself. It sprouted from a warp in the Grammary fabric and grew, swallowing everything, wrapping itself around the Grammary's power. Power which passed from Magnifi Grammary to Talassa to the next generation, and I would once again need to meet the one who bridged it all together.
So he didn't die.
No, he did die, but we gotta go back to see him again.
Okay.
So, like, this is technically present day, but also the past.
Okay.
Alright, to the Borscht Bowl Club again. Alright. I need to look closer at this. Okay. Alright, let's see. Grammary's secret. Maybe we can... I have to know more about this power of Trucy's. It's like she can see right into people's minds. First time I saw her do it, it blew mine. And after you were done having your mind blown, you took her to play cards with you. Gotta use the resources at hand, I always say. Yet I myself have no such power. But Trucy does. Why is that? Maybe Trucy got her power from her mother? Talassa Grammary? I will not speak of that. Talassa's officially missing, correct? And I think I know why you don't want to talk about her.
Take that!
Well, Mr. Zack, let me be frank. It's true that I do not wish to talk of her, and now there's another I could care less about. You. Ah, take care you do not end up missing yourself. For some reason, it's extra scary when magicians threaten me. I better rethink my strategy here. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna do some more legwork. I think maybe I need to go speak with, Valent instead. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, dropping the bomb. I've got this transfer of rights. Yada yada. Oh, no, I still don't have proof. Dang it. Or do I? No, I don't. Okay, you know what? I need to... Maybe I need to present this photo. Nope. Alright. If I present the photo to Zack, maybe he'll react to it. I know Kristoff's not gonna care. Mr. Zack, could you tell me about this? Mr. Wright, we meet for the first time in 7... Oh. Nothing heck. Alright. Options.
items. Alright. Oh, I do have enough. What? Okay. I think I know why you don't want to talk about her. I'm going to say the McAfee's letter. Or maybe the gun. Let's try McAfee's first letter.
Take that!
Nope. Oh. Yeah, still no. Okay. Don't want to talk about her because... The three of you were a team once. Not that the entire country doesn't already know this. There we go. At your peak, you were the biggest stars around. Yet there's another story behind the fame, one that not many people know. Alright, let me turn that off. Talassa lost her life during a rehearsal to you and Valiant Grammary's bullets.
It was an accident. It wasn't me. How could I shoot my dear Talassa?
I'm sure Valiant would say the same thing. Well, it's just like another murder I might mention.
Ah, damn you. Her eyes. I loved Talassa's eyes. To think they could read my mind was frightening. Yet there was a warmth in them that felt like an embrace. She's dead, and Magnifie Gramarye has joined her.
So the only one with her power left now is Trucy? Mr. Zack?
I do not know.
I don't need any power to see through that one, buddy. So there's someone else, someone other than Trucy. Someone who inherited Talassa's power.
How would I know?
The chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth. Or maybe one already has occurred. There is someone else with the power, and I know who.
Vera.
Who else has the power to see through when people are lying?
Apollo.
Take that!
This boy.
His name is... I forget. Something weird.
Who could he be?
An attorney.
Attorney?
I noticed him when I went to visit a friend's law offices.
So, what are we to make of this, oh great ex-attorney? You can show me pictures of strange boys all you like. You can at least say something like, I'm this boy. I could use a laugh.
Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Talassa. Actually, it's more of a ring. A ring?
Her bracelet.
Perhaps this will refresh your memory. I just so happen to have evidence showing this missing link.
Take that!
Actually, I know something. Your marriage to Talassa was her second.
How did you know this?
Her first husband, he died a year after they were wed, yes? He was a performer. They met when he joined us Grammaries as a guest on our show. After Talassa wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you say she had a child then? I have a photograph of her here. Couldn't help but notice what she was wearing when I first saw this. Those bracelets stand out. They're a Gramarye family heirloom. This boy wears a bracelet just like the ones in the picture.
What? So, that's why.
Why what, Mr. Zack?
I took this photograph of Talassa before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one bracelet.
I bet I know where that other one went.
She gave it to this boy. Her son.
Oh gosh, they're half siblings? No way.
Uh-huh. That's why I don't ship them.
I can't ship them. no, that doesn't work anymore.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
This strange power, I myself do not know from where it comes. Yet the fact that it's passed down the Gramarye line, it runs in their veins.
What is it?
I asked her, Talassa, once. This is what she told me. Her power responds to tension in others.
Tension?
If she were to face a person and they became tense, even slightly, then she would know, no matter how hard they tried to hide it from her.
So she could see it?
Not quite. This is the strangest part of it all. She wouldn't realize that she was subconsciously detecting this tension, without the use of a particular object, or in her case, objects.
Objects? Wait, were they something she wore?
Yes, her bracelets.
I admit the first time I saw one of those, I felt there was more to it than just fashion. What kind of power could a bracelet have?
I made a decision. I will tell you all I know. Consider it a gift.
Well, I hardly need you to tell me at this point, but those two.
Our brother and sister, yes. And the brother, too, has this power of theirs.
So Trucy has an older brother. I wonder what will come of that.
Mr. Wright, tonight, after our game is done, I will return to a life of hiding. I would not see her live her life without knowing.
I understand. I'll tell the two of them when the time is right.
I am in your debt, once again.
No kidding. What I want to know now is how all this got to be so messed up.
Those bracelets are made of a special alloy. It's said to expand and shrink very slightly in response to body warmth.
So they're temperature sensitive or something?
Yes. This is how they can shrink to the exact size of their wearer's wrists.
And this has something to do with the power?
What have I told you? The Gramarye power reacts to tension in others. When a Gramarye senses tension, they too become tense. And this tension translates into minute contractions of their muscles. So minute they cannot sense it on their own.
Their muscles?
Also, that's what the bracelets are for. With a bracelet on, one can sense these contractions, because the bracelet is always a perfect fit.
So when the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tighter on their wrist.
Precisely. But that alone doesn't really
count as mind reading.
I believe I understand how the process works from there. It's a simple question of eyesight.
Eyesight? Guess that sounds simple enough.
Have you ever heard of kinetic vision?
Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard of it before. They say athletes can see a moving ball like it was stopped if they focus.
Oh, but it's not confined to sports alone. It all relies on the ability to focus. When we focus, we can see many things. The faintest twitch of the face, and the meaning that lies behind it. Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of a crowd before one may distract it.
So basically what you're saying is, Gramarys can see really well?
For them, seeing is more than believing. It is knowing. Their power relies on eyesight combined with exceptional focus.
Things are starting to come into focus for me, too.
Of course, it is difficult to maintain such levels of focus for any length of time. Now, what if someone could tell you when to focus?
Or something.
Precisely.
But wait, Trucy doesn't have any bracelets.
You're talking about poker, yes? The timing of when to focus is so elementary, she probably does it without thinking. I doubt Trucy herself has realized this. That's all I know of the thing's Gramarye.
Thank you, Mr. Zack.
If this boy's bracelet is the real thing, then he will use it before long, thereby awakening his power.
I'll keep that in mind. Well, should we play a game?
I've said so much. Let me say one more thing. I will tell you of that night.
That night?
The night my mentor, Magnifique Gramarye, passed from this world to the next. There were 2 pistols and 2 letters sent. This was Magnifique's test.
A test?
In his last years, Magnifique Gramarye worked us to the bone. No, to the pain.
I see what they did there.
Yeah. But that night I could not shoot him, so I shot the clown's forehead instead. This, it seems, was the correct answer. Take this. I give my art to you, Zack. What? It is thanks for playing along with my show. You shot well tonight, Zack, though I would not have minded dying by your hand. How could I shoot you? You are my mentor. Bah! I thought you might say that. If I went home without shooting anything, what would you have done then? Then, of course, I would have given Valent his chance. And if I had shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If you or Valent were to shoot me in the head, then I to the darkness would go and my art with me. A fitting end, don't you think? Ah, yet this ending too gives me no cause for regret. I thank you, Zack. And I am sorry. I have done much that was wrong in my day.
Seems to me the Magnify wanted you to be a successor all along. That's why the time he gave you was earlier than Valent's.
Perhaps, but it's not something we will ever know for sure now. I wonder, what is Valent up to these days?
Waiting for you to die. 7 years pass like this, the performance rights go to him.
Ah, and now here I am and his dream is ended.
It's worse than that, actually. Public opinion's a fickle thing, you know?
What? You don't mean to tell me they put the blame for our mentor's death on him?
Trial ended when you vanished, Mr. Zack. There were even rumors that Valent had helped you pull it off.
But that's madness. Well, it seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform. Isn't it odd that sorting out my life should prove so complicated? Even though I'm dead.
That night, Zack Gramarye was killed. He died as Shady Smith, a mysterious traveler with a secret past. But he left one thing behind before he parted. This. His confession, to use as I saw fit. Of course, he'd killed no one. This was his way of tying up loose ends with his old partner, Valent Gramarye. 7 years passed. I, Zack Gramarye, murdered my mentor, Magnify Gramarye. Yeah, well. Let's wrap this up.
Ask what you will, you'll get nothing from me.
I'm as much a part of this affair as you are now. I have to know what happened.
For 7 long years I've endured. Now, finally, the curtain lifts on my new golden age. All the miracles of a truth within my grasp.
Sorry to do this, Valent, but right now I need answers, and I think I'll start by dropping a bomb. That should shake things up. Valent, I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles. Not as long as I have this.
Take that! And this.
And what
that.
might that be? I see it bears the Gramarye seal.
Should have brought this to your attention sooner, but I didn't imagine you'd be planning your comeback quite so fast.
What is this?
A document showing the true recipient of the performance rights to Magnify's miracles.
What? Zack Gramarye, he wrote this? What? He passed everything to his daughter?
Trucy Enigmar. Actually, she's officially my daughter these days.
Preposterous, Zack! Zack is gone, vanished into the void.
This is the genuine article. Zack was alive when he wrote this. Both myself and the notary can testify to this.
Ah! Why does fate toy with me so? Why must my life be lived in thrall to the dead?
You're not the only one with that problem.
But he shot Magnify. Yes, it was Zack. It was. And then he left, and my career as a magician fell into darkness.
Did you think there might be some way out of it? Say, if you could prove Zack Magnify shot Magnify? Is that why you testified?
Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out.
Well, it might not be too late, Mr. Valent. All you need is a way to prove your case. Who really killed Magnify Gramarye?
To whom it may concern, 7 years past, I, Zack Gramarye, murdered my mentor, Magnify Gramarye. I apologize for the trouble caused by my sudden departure from court, and hereby confess to my crime.
Oh, doggone it. Wrong button. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. And I pressed the wrong button again.
Stop doing that.
Alright. Alright, so that's the performance rights. Yaddy yaddy. There we go. I believe I have the answer to your prayers right here. Zach Gramery wrote one more thing before passing on.
But this is a confession!
In which he admits to the killing of Magnifi Gramery. See? All according to your plan.
I am a magician by trade. Deception is my life's work. I fool the audience, give them a fleeting dream. Yet it seems the tables have turned. Now I am the audience believing in the deceptions I have wrought upon myself.
Zach wrote this right in front of me. After I explained your situation to him.
OMG! You do know that this confession is nothing but lies.
Yes, it's my opinion that Zach Gramery killed no one.
And you must be thinking the truth is a simple matter of elimination. Two received instructions to kill, but if one is innocent, then the one who remains is guilty.
That would be the logical conclusion, yes.
So he vanished to protect me, his partner. Stirring tale, 'tis true.
Did you shoot Magnifi Gramery in the forehead?
If I had and I told you, what would you do? Run to the police, perchance? Do as you will, there is nothing left for me now. It is true, after all, I have little talent. I needed my mentor Magnifi's repertoire. It was as if a little demon grabbed a hold of me.
I knew it. So Valiant Gramery did kill the great Magnifi.
So sorry, Mr. Wright, but it was not I who shot my mentor.
But what? But if it wasn't you, then who was it? It wasn't another disciple, was there?
Another disciple, such as...
I don't know. Knack and Talent Gramery, maybe?
Your wild fancies couldn't be further from the truth. Only Zack and Valance received those threatening letters. But there was another. One more person could have fired that pistol that night. I don't suppose you figured it out by now.
If it wasn't Zack or Valance who shot Magnifi, it
was
had to
his
be
face.
the only other person at the scene, which means... Oh my gosh. You don't mean...
Yes, the great Magnifi Gramery himself.
So Magnifi Gramery committed suicide?
You find it hard to believe?
To be honest, I hadn't even imagined it as a possibility.
When I arrived that night, the old man was still alive. He appeared to be asleep. I could not shoot him. But when I turned and made to leave the room, the old man called out to me.
So you spoke with Magnifi Gramery.
Yes, and this is why I knew what he had done. Magnifi transferred the rights to his repertoire to my partner Zack Gramery, not me.
I see. Then I guess I owe you an apology. I always thought you were the one who did it.
You owe me no apology.
Huh?
My crime was, in a way, more serious than that of murder.
What? Your crime? Is Valiant Gramery confessing something to me? What could be more serious than murder? Well, I mean, for starters, if he knew that Zack didn't do it, and he could testify that Zack did do it...
Perjury.
You see, I knew that 2 letters had been sent. There are no secrets between partners. It was easy to find out. That was when I understood Magnify's plan.
He wanted to die by one of your hands?
Little did I expect it had anything to do with the rights to his repertoire. That was when I heard it. The little demon whispering inside my heart.
Demon?
Let me confess, I had intended to shoot Magnify. And I had planned on framing my partner for the crime.
What?
That night I prepared something before going to Magnify's hospital room.
Which was?
IV fluid, of course. I'd seen it on an earlier visit. If Zack did not shoot, I would do the deed. Then I would use the IV liquid to place the murder on his hands. That was my plan.
But you didn't shoot him.
I could not. The demon in my heart fled when the moment came. But then Magnify called me back. I am sorry, Valent. I am giving my magic to Zack, not you. You still lack the draw he has. Please help him if you can. I left the room. And then I stopped. The shock of what I had just been told consumed me. That is when I heard that fateful gunshot.
Magnify Grammar killing himself.
Then the demon awoke anew within me. Zack killed him. He was the one. Frame him, and the magic will be yours. I altered the scene of his suicide. I took the pistol from his hand, wiped off the prints, then I used the syringe to add the IV liquid I'd brought.
So in the end, things happened pretty much as planned. Magnify died and you framed Zack for his murder.
As planned indeed. Of course, the outcome was somewhat different than I had anticipated. Well, what do you think? Do you believe my story? Can it be believed, truly?
That was 7 years ago. I don't know what to believe, but...
Yes?
Glad I heard it from you, Mr. Valent. Thank you.
It is I who should be thanking you, Mr. Wright. Only when I had lost everything could I make my decision.
You're going to turn yourself in?
My partner may have vanished, but not so my guilt. And as my guilt stays, all else begins to leave me. My friends, my performance rights, my magic. I've had enough of vanishing acts.
I understand.
I thought my life was ruled by a dead man. But I find I was wrong. Zack Grammar was alive.
Well, not anymore.
And now it occurs to me. What if he was not the only one who survived?
What do you mean?
You see, now that I think about it, I realize that No. We never saw proof of her demise. We never saw her body.
Her?
DX.
The mind races and the mouth flaps on. My apologies. Forget this matter. I can only hope that the day will come when I again meet my partner, Zack Grammar. Then I shall apologize for my terrible mistake. I'm glad we had this chance to talk. Thank you.
Zack Grammar, Shady Smith, whichever you prefer. You prefer, he is no longer with us. The truth revealed in that trial was only a sliver. And the impenetrable darkness that remained has taken another life. I knew what I'd have to do to push back the darkness for good, and it would involve paying that man a visit. Alright. Last thing before we wrap up this little part of the game. Sorry, sir. Prisoner Christoph Gavin is currently occupied. I see. Do you know when he'll be finished?
Well...
Did you go find out?
Certainly, sir. Please, wait here a moment.
You can find out what's in the letter.
My apologies to the guard, but there's something I need to see. There it is. The yellow envelope. And the sender is Drew Measham. I was right.
When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Measham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. It was a yellow envelope. I heard it was left at the crime scene.
The this is the last letter that Drew Measham wrote, then there's something I need to do. The last thing I need to do, in fact. Looks like... I mean, I could be wrong, but... let's see.
It looks like the commemorative stamp.
It is the commemorative stamp. The one that killed Measham. Well, the poison killed him. But it looks like it was addressed to a David K. something or other.
Kid.
426 Apple Street, something Springs, California.
96012.
No, that's not. That's a 4.
No, that's a 6.
You sure?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, that 4 is the same as the 4 over in 424 Apple Street.
It looks like a 9.
Well, no, the one next to it is a 9.
No, it's 94012.
Yeah, that's what I said. 94012.
That's
You said 96012.
oh. Alright.
Actually, I'm curious. I could look that zip code up. 94012. And see what that gets me.
Isn't that like Beverly Hills area?
No, that's 90210. Let's see, 94012 zip code. That's supposed to be San Francisco. Let's see. Okay. So 94012. Nope. Oh, 94012 doesn't exist, so it must be 96012. You were right. Now let's see what that one is. 96012.
Tenant, California.
Come on here. 96. Yeah, I don't trust it because they gave me something else.
I'm sorry, but the next one, right?
Well, hold on, let me see, because there might be... Sometimes there's multiple things that are associated with... sometimes there is multiple cities that are associated with a single zip code. Let's see, 960...
Or it could be Redding, California.
What? 96012 doesn't exist either. What the heck? I don't know. Alright. Not a big deal. I was just trying to see if it looks like it's Honey Springs. That certainly looks like an H or something.
Yeah, something Springs, California.
Alright, here goes. Let's see if this atroquinine spray finds anything. So this was Drew Measham's messenger of death. It was a stamp, all right, no mistaking it. And his last letter was sent to Christoph Gavin. The interview request came like you said it would, and they're looking into the case. I swear on my life I won't tell them about you, so please release the spell you put on my daughter. I'll write later with a report. Alright. Finally, decisive evidence. What's this? A burglar in jail? Gavin! I didn't know you moonlighted in larceny, right? Gavin, there's something I have to ask you.
Can I steal your stuff? The answer is no. My apologies, but there's not much I care to discuss.
Vera Measham hasn't received her verdict yet. You follow me, Gavin?
There are no known survivors of atroquinine poisoning, but it never hurts to hope.
Okay, I'll be leaving now then.
Right? Wait.
Yeah, Gavin?
Would you mind leaving that letter? It's private.
Oh, sorry. Forgot I had it.
Many thanks.
We've now seen all the clues in this case. Clues I gathered over 7 long years. Now it is time. Every story has an ending. We've come to the final chapter, the final trial. Find the truth. You're the only ones who can. And great, I'm pulling a clavier. We will conclude this next Wednesday. Assuming I don't have anything going on then. I don't think I do.
I can't think of anything.
Alright, let me see here.
I don't have anything besides work.
Alright, what do we got? Okay. Alright. Yeah, I'll go ahead and end the stream here. Hopefully should be able to continue Nier Automata on Sunday. Sorry I wasn't able to do that this Sunday. But in the meantime, this is Dr. Novelle signing out. Thank you all for coming. You have a good one.